And we're good. God, my background looks so fucking depressing. It's just a white wall.
None of the decorations are
I haven't had time to decorate. There's literally like a fucking stack of like framed cool like TTRPG world maps and like Pokemon badges that have been like mounted, all the like purity seals, and like just none of it's up. So it's just a fucking white wall.
I mean, that's good. That's how it goes when you're first moving into a place.
Well, yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. But it's just like, ugh, Jesus, looks dumb. All right. Last time you guys, almost died. Classic.
So having watched the VOD, it was bad.
It wasn't that bad, yeah.
It wasn't. That was a rough encounter, but I don't think it was close to a TPK.
I will say it is one of those encounters where only one or two things had to go better for the enemy, and they would have just like stomped.
But alternatively, I was looking at. I think that was one of those ones the dice could have swung it pretty hard either way.
You not being able to heal was huge. That was very detrimental.
Yeah, I did still have my combat medicine if it came to that, but yeah.
That's true. Okay, one of the cats just fucking fell off something. I don't know what that noise was. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So you guys, I'll give you a refresher on where you stand with all the different factions in town. That's not the right one. Okay, I will do that in a second, I guess, because I am confused about which one is correct. Why do I have multiple notes for this? Okay, that's the correct one. The Rune Watchers, you guys are at a 6. The Bunyip Club, who you guys haven't really interacted with it or anything yet, you're at -3. The Cathedral of Sandpoint, you guys are at a 14 in your ranking with them. The Sandpoint Mercantile League, you're at a 2. And you still have 4 days left on the block. Where people can't affect your, like the Scarnettis can't affect your stuff, basically. Can't affect your ranking with them. Scarnettis, surprising no one, are at -5. The Town Watch is at 3. And the townsfolk as a whole are at 2.
Is there ever a point where we're like so in with a faction that like they don't fall for like dumb propaganda against us?
If you get high enough, it's pretty hard. It gets harder for them to like fall for shit. But that's kind of farther into the game. You guys, have done. It's been a long time since we played, so it's like big highlights. You guys talked into Nawalia's spirit, trying to get her to forgive herself. You know that there's 7 dooms coming to Sandpoint. You are pretty sure that Rip Nugget over here, this now dead, well, I guess dead again goblin. He was a Grave Knight, for those curious, is what he came back as. Not like a ghoul or anything. You dealt with him, and you dealt with a alien creature that kind of looked like the Sandpoint Devil, but the Sandpoint Devil itself, hard to say. You guys have cleared out most of this huge dungeon floor, as well as the floor below. Once you cleared out the floor below this, you came back up, and without the songbird parts that would have unlocked the secret door, busted your way in with a pickaxe. You ended up in this, like, strange, like, red-tiled room. This is where Rip Nugget and some, like, Sin Spawn had been hiding. Sorry, my notes are still a little scattered. I just want to make sure I read you the description again of the room. Okay. So, I'll read you the description of this room again with the Sihedrons all over it, the symbols of Thassalon. Yes, go ahead.
Before that, what was the cooldown on the Ghost Stone? I think you said it was once every few days or something?
Oh, I believe it is once a day. It's either once a day or once a week. I will double check.
Okay, thank
you. Whoa, my computer did not like that at all. I will investigate that in a second. Oh, actually, I think I have the notes for it right here. Whispers from long ago. Where does it say this? I believe it is once a week, but I will investigate more as I'm not seeing where that's written. But I'll double check. You guys did also encounter that ghost stone, which gave you guys visions. You had heard about Lyra LaRue, who basically was the apprentice of Rune Lord Elasnus, the last Rune Lord of Wrath. But despite that, she kind of broke away from the concept of wrath magic as a whole. And despite Thassalon having shunned divination as a school of magic, she declared herself the 8th Rune Lord with divination magic, which she related to the quote-unquote 8th sin of vainglory, like if someone's being vainglorious. Which is a pretty cool touch, admittedly. I do like that. And then going back to that room description, if anyone has any other questions, lay them on me. The walls of this 10-foot-high chamber are of white stone with redwood paneling running along the lower 2 feet, trimmed in gold. Glowing flames flicker in sconces on the walls, giving the chamber a bright illumination. The floor is polished redstone, with a large inset gold 7-pointed star inlaid on the floor. Wooden shelves filled with books, tablets, and scrolls stand in the room or sit against the walls, while a wood desk heaped with additional books and scrolls sits directly to the north. To the east and west, 3 steps lead up to 10-foot-wide alcoves, in each of which sits a black stone platform edged in gold runes, adorned with another gold inlaid 7-pointed star in each. In the eastern platform, you've been investigating it, but you see there was like 2 hideous dead bodies there before this like fight started. And as some of you, rightfully assumed, these are probably more teleportation circles that you could then link to the teleportation network of the Hellstorm focus once you guys manage to activate that. That's kind of the broad strokes of stuff since we've been gone. Does anyone have any questions about that? All right.
Is there anything I can
go ahead.
do with the gates from this end? I think you said we had to do something at the Hellstorm first.
Yeah, so first the Hellstorm needs to be attuned to this new form of magic. Because right now, originally it was attuned to evocation magic to make this super weapon. You guys are trying to reattune it to conjuration, teleportation stuff. But you could still investigate those circles, see if there's any more detail you could glean that might help with the process. It is the beginning of the session, so everyone's going to go ahead and get a hero point. And then what are people hoping to investigate?
I will say, since it was an end of a boss encounter, do we get a second hero point, since that was supposed to be one as a reward for killing Rip Nugget?
You know what? Sure, we'll say yes.
Cool. Yay.
So you guys are starting. We'll start with 2 then.
I feel like that's one of the downsides of the AP providing hero points as a reward for a boss fight, because that's often how you finish a session.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. So we got, the bodies, we got the books, the desk, the big desk, platform with the dead bodies. I know I said bodies twice, but I meant the bodies of the opponents you fought was the first one I meant.
Did we not loot the bodies of the opponents yet?
I don't believe you did.
Okay.
Oh, from what I told the
So-
bot, I don't believe so.
I'm gonna just jot down a quick list of things that I want to eventually get to, so I don't forget.
You're good. You're good. Cool. All right. I will pop up his stuff. He has most of the Sin Spawn I'll turn. I don't really have anything. But he basically just has a regular breastplate and a +1 wounding dog slicer. I'll put that in the Roll20 shot. Oh, sorry, +1 striking wounding dog slicer.
Is like dog slicer like a weapon type?
Yeah, it's a goblin bladed weapon.
Oh.
Correct. Their weapons are like either dog slicers or horse choppers are the weapons they usually use.
They have a visceral dislike for quadrupeds.
Mainly just those two. I mean, they have goblin dogs, but goblin dogs are technically rodents.
That's fair.
All right. Cool beans. All right. Who is looking for what? You still got the other bodies. You got the books. You got the Sihedron stuff.
Before we do much else, Tarek pulls a series of herbs and things out of his pocket, rolls a bunch of it together, uses a leaf, and one at a time, I'm like, this is gonna sting a bit. And then for all the burns that Lupin and Roland just took, I'm gonna do a medicine check on each of them. So, for
Sure,
those of
go
you
for it.
who've ever had to have a burn patch put on, this is gonna, it stings.
It's gonna sting.
So, Lupin first. Oh, actually, Ben, I'll let you pull up Lupin's character sheet. But
Yeah, I can pull his up. Lupin is not
All
here
right.
today, so I will work on his as much as possible.
so, Roland then. Wait, not nature.
That's not correct.
Well, actually, if you just add 2 to it, it's the same. Otherwise, the same thing. So 20, I guess, if I'm using my nature modifier or my medicine modifier.
Yeah, you can say that's what you're using. That's fine.
Okay.
So that'll heal Roland for
2d8.
2d8. Yeah. Because you're not doing it like the next tier right now, I believe.
I have to hit 25 to do that.
Gotcha.
All right. Bang on the average. Not much, but at least you're not on death's door.
All right. Go ahead and hit Lupin.
Better.
That's a crit. So 2d8, or it's 4d8
48.
actually. Yeah, sorry. Just doubles the dice.
Better. You got the good stuff on that one.
Yeah, he got the good medicine there.
Yeah, to be fair, I rolled a 6 on the dice on the first one, so. And still got a 20.
All right.
Any chance you could do one for me?
Well, I can do that for everybody. Gangini, are you wounded as well?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Nah, not terribly.
Solving. All right, another 31. 16.
Yes, thank you.
And then while we're at it, while he's treating folks, I'll go ahead and take care of Gangini. All right, only 2d8 for this one. Another 8.
Okay.
So
That's,
I got a list of things that we're probably going to want to investigate.
Okay.
Point here.
Roland,
but
if you need it, I do have more potions.
Lay it on me, Sylvina.
Well, I assume we're each going to have different things we want to investigate. So we go through it all and you guys don't mention the things I will investigate, I can mention them after that.
Could I start out by casting Detect Magic?
Hell yeah.
Just to see if anything's afoot up here. Mine is heightened to 3rd level, so I get to see the ranker level of the highest magic in the area.
Oh,
if there is any.
interesting. Okay. That is very cool. Okay, I would say as you're kind of 120 foot. Okay, yeah. I mean, you can just kind of stand in the middle and fucking scan the room with that range. You would first of all notice that the platforms do indeed have like defunct conjuration magic on them, making you like more confident that like, okay, we can for sure link these to the teleport grid.
Okay.
You would also the dead bodies are more sin spawn. You're pretty sure maybe not like a specific spell. They kind of died to experimentation. Rip Nugget was trying to figure out like what Thessalonian shit he could pile on them, and it might have been like some weird. Thassalon did a lot of like sin modification of people, and on their sin spawn specifically. So you think like this is something that had he been allowed to kind of just continue on his way, that like this would have been a problem. He would have been able to create like stronger sin spawn.
Gotcha.
The room itself, I mean, all the torches are just like continual. Like you look at them and you realize they're kind of just continual flame spells floating above sconces. There's like permanent fires all around the room. Also, I gotta call that one of my favorite lines from like the DM side of things in the books. They point out that like Rip Nugget has to do what his kin would have deemed unthinkable: study the written word. There's a great bit. I don't know if it's. I think it's still canon. Like a really old AP, where a goblin tribe banished this guy, another goblin, because he got caught reading stuff, and then they just started calling him Old Word Face and like burned words onto his face, and then they cast him out because that's can't be reading. As you look around, that's pretty much all of the magic. I mean, his sword is magic still, but you guys already grabbed that. I think it does occur to you that this goblin probably was using the sin spawn to help him translate. Like the idea of him knowing Thessalonian, like let alone like knowing Common is a stretch for him to be reading anything. So he probably wouldn't have been able to do anything without the sin spawn, and they must have been here for who knows how long, locked back here. Finally, you do kind of like to your glowing eyes right now. You see them like picked out in points of light under the various scrolls. Some of the item, like the scrolls in here, are magical. If I want to make an Arcana check on the scrolls, there's also a ring and what looks like a book of some sort that is magical.
Okay, now we're talking.
Yep. One Arcana check for all of that, or
one for the scrolls, one for the book, one for the ring. We'll just speed it up a little bit. So we'll say first one is scrolls. Gangini's is fucking on it. Jesus Christ. Especially with you assisting Gangini up to like 25s basically. So I'll give you the scrolls first. I'll put it in the Roll20 chat. You guys are getting a scroll of Clairaudience, a scroll of Comprehend Language, a scroll of Mind Reading, and a scroll of See Invisibility.
Useful things.
All pretty useful. The book itself, as you look through it, it definitely looks like some sort of grimoire, and the woman on front is kind of like looking through a blindfold, like from the cover. This is what's called a Codex of Unimpeded Sight. As a free action, once per day, if your last action was to cast a divination spell prepared from this grimoire, the grimoire offers you a glimpse into the truth of things, like a seek or recall knowledge check. So kind of up to DM fiat, but like if you had a spell book and you started using this as your spell book, you can basically get like glimpse of the future potentially if you use divination spells. It also sells for like 107, so you know.
I was gonna say, I don't think any of us use spellbooks.
Yeah, it's cool, but it's, you know, not for this party.
Yeah.
So I technically have one.
Oh, okay.
Sorcerers don't normally have one, but my 4th level feat kind of gives me like a kind of like a best of both worlds for sorcerers and having a spell book.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I know any divination spells.
Okay, well, that's the next step. But you could at least keep the book, and if you learn divination spells, it'll give you like little future glimpses.
I mean, I could double check, but that I've not been specifically looking for divination.
The other item is also a wizard themed item, but this one gets art. Ooh, fancy. This is a Ring of Wizardry type 1.
This one sells for 108.
Yeah, basically if you have the spellcasting class feature with the arcane tradition, so sorcerer should count for this.
Yes, I am of the arcane tradition.
This ring is like pure platinum. It's covered in these like esoteric symbols. While wearing it, you get a +1 item bonus to arcane checks, and you have 2 additional 1st level arcane spell slots each day. You prepare spells in these slots or cast from them spontaneously, just as you normally would. If you take the ring off for any reason, you lose the additional slots. You can't gain spell slots from more than 1 ring of wizardry per day. Nor can the ring like grant it to multiple people, basically. But yeah, basically, I think just Gangini would benefit from it, but you would be able to like 2 extra level 1 slots a day, basically.
I mean, that's interesting to me.
Giving that to Gangini sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, more spell slots is always good.
2 slots
100.
and a +1 bonus to Arcana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm primal tradition. I can't use that, so I'm totally on board with. Yeah, I think that is yours, my friend.
All right, excellent. Because my Arcana checks even a little.
And you got all those scrolls. God, what a great day to be an arcane caster.
All right. Let me read what Clairaudience does real quick.
I think it lets you hear things. Yeah.
Okay, I get to cast like an ear with a range of 500 feet and can hear through the ear. And
Yeah.
it's invisible.
Correct.
Okay, that's pretty useful.
You can basically like listen in from a distance.
Yeah.
There is some utility to these scrolls for sure.
These are definitely like utility scrolls.
I think utility scrolls are better than combat scrolls, personally.
Yes, absolutely.
I love a good utility item. Okay. So, all right, that's out of that. We did kind of like a magic scan of the room. Tarek, are you looking for anything in particular?
I would probably. This is well beyond Tarek's understanding in terms of all the arcana. I think he would look to see if there's anything that might stand out on a natural level, but otherwise I think he would just try and use perception to see if anything's off, if there's like secret rooms, secret doors.
Okay.
Not understanding necessarily all the written material. I think he'd start trying to actually like go about and study the room itself to see if there might be any hidden nooks or anything like that that we might be missing.
Sure, give me a perception check.
I'm gonna spend a hero point to reroll that because that is pants.
So that's pants?
Yeah, I've been watching too much Tabletop Tactics.
Okay.
That's their preferred swear.
Gotcha. I don't watch a lot of Tabletop Tactics, so that's fair.
Well, it's better.
Technically, yeah.
What's that?
I was just saying, technically, it's better, yeah.
Technically, it's better.
I mean, it went from a 2 to a 5.
It's 250% better if we're being pedantic.
Okay, that's true. That's true.
Wait, that's not.
That's not correct. What the fuck are you talking
That is
about?
That'd be 5 times. Never mind.
Yeah, it's not 250% better.
It was 2.5 times better. Whatever. Is it? I'm all right. Math is hard. Go ahead, proceed. What,
I mean,
What
one of the things that
roll
stands out to you is that this collection is remarkably well preserved, likely because of some arcane effect in the room, and like how well the Sin Spawn have tended to it. If for someone or for some, or groups of people who speak Thessalonian, this is a great research trove. You think it would take you like 4 hours to comb through things, but it would give you bonuses on checks. To cart it away, you would literally need like a cart to transport it, or like a bag of holding or something.
I think once we get the... Oh, go ahead.
Transporting it out can wait until we've got the underflume going.
Makes sense.
Not the Hellstorm.
I will say, you guys would think that this room, on the perception check, you kind of just like see like images, like stray like pictographs on different papers. There are probably a couple of different uses that you could that the research material in this room would very much help with. One is researching the Hellstorm focus. Well, you guys honestly have researched it a lot and done pretty well on that. The next one is that you could probably use a lot of this stuff to research Lyra LaRue, the 8th Rune Lord, the so-called 8th Rune Lord. Mm-hmm. Finally, just like if you had general Thessalonian spellcasting questions, like how their magic worked, this would be pretty good.
Do we think if we spent 4 hours combing through it, it would make it easier to activate the Hellstorm?
I'd say give me a Arcana check on that.
Just Sylvina, or can I also do it?
You can do it too. Damn, should have used that 30 to activate the Hellstorm.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Kind
of unfortunate.
I think the pair of you, if you spent 4 hours looking at it, basically you'll make another Arcana check. And if you succeed at that Arcana check, you will have learned enough about the focus to reduce the DC. So, like, it's not only is it spending 4 hours, you gotta successfully make a check that, like, was that 4 hours well spent and useful. Granted, I mean, there's no, like, time limit. Like, the books aren't gonna fucking disintegrate.
I was gonna say, I think getting the Hellstorm going should be a priority, so if possible, before we head back, I would like for Genki and I to be able to do that.
Also, I have a feat that improves my ability to learn spells, so I could possibly learn some of these spells. We just got scrolls for it.
Nice.
Oh,
Like, I think me just knowing translate, or comprehend languages, that sounds like a useful thing just to kind of have.
Yeah, I agree.
Because we don't speak every language, unfortunately, so...
No. I miss my Sunday character, because she does speak almost every... She speaks so many.
Yeah. God, I'm really just putting Nyx through the fucking ringer. Like the Thessalonian ringer, specifically, on every front.
No, but that's not a ringer anybody wants to go through. That's good.
It's gonna be harder. It's gonna be harder for her other character. That campaign goes to level 20.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I think we're gonna do some crazy things at level 20 if we survive that long.
Nyx, oh my god, the late game Pathfinder 1E is fucking bonkers.
Off the wall.
Like
I'm excited.
Their fight, the group's fight against one of the previous Rune Lords in Rise of the Rune Lords was already insane. That capped at like level 17. Like they were like, he's like throwing out spells like, oh, this might just kill all of you in one activation.
I did hear a little bit of that. Yeah.
Although that being said, they would have been in a better position if one, they hadn't made themselves so fucking easy to scry on and they kept like researching what they could do, and two, they found the entrance to the secret lair and like made the connection like, oh, if you touch the ball with fire, you'll go into the lair. And then one of the players just did that immediately, like without thinking. And they had to follow him in. So they had like no prep work. They just fucking jumped into it.
That's rough.
Yeah, they were big mad. They're like, what is wrong with you?
That does sound a little bit like something Randall would do, though.
Yeah, but well, in this campaign, Randall's player was playing a much more mentally competent character.
That's fair.
Yeah, James, I remember we were talking about.
I do kind of wonder though, if we're gonna be able to just like turn one, do crazy like +20s to grapple on him.
I feel quite confident you're not gonna turn one a Rune Lord.
Well, the thing is, he can coup de grace, right?
He can. I still feel pretty confident.
That's fair. I'm not saying we'll do it turn one. I'm just saying I think that it will be interesting to see if we manage to turn one, get a grapple on the Rune Lord. I think that would be fun.
I mean, hey, he grappled that fish. That was pretty impressive.
He did grapple the fish.
He did grapple a fish.
He did grapple the fish.
In his defense, everyone, it was like a 20-foot long fish, like not just a regular fish.
And I do think at some point he will be able to grapple ghosts.
God, fucking love Pathfinder. Fucking
What were you
wrestling
saying?
ghosts. Yeah, what were you gonna say, Beans?
So, all right, I've remembered how my arcane evolution works. I get a spell book, and effectively I could get like one free spell a day from the spell book. And me and James were talking about having Gangini learn Lightning Bolt from Shaw.
Oh, that's pretty fire. That's pretty fire.
Cool.
Yeah.
From Tarek, yeah. From Shaw.
Yeah.
Fucking teleport to the future.
Shaw might learn how to cast Lightning Bolt, but it's going to be from a gun.
Right.
Shaw wants no part of magic after tanking a disintegrate. What are you talking about?
Oh, that was not.
No,
Scorpio,
that was not.
Oh, that was Scorpio. That was Scorpio, yeah.
which, yeah, Beans, Marcus's character in that game is in the very select group of people who have face tanked a disintegrate on a failed save.
Yeah. 14 D20. Didn't die.
He very could have easily died just because Ben
was
rolled like
close.
crap.
Admittedly, I did roll like ass. I'm not gonna lie. I rolled pretty fucking bad.
Yeah,
Like, I rolled like 30 below the average or something.
that was.
I
Yeah.
rolled my
It was a rough
own.
fight. It was a rough fight.
I rolled my own. If it was mine, it would have killed Scorpio.
Jesus.
It was a rough fight.
So you can learn a spell from that. You can learn Lightning Bolt. Damn, and then you're getting 2 more free slots. So again, it's a good day to be a magician.
Yeah, so Tarek would. I think we can figure out how that comes up in the RP and stuff later. But yeah, Tarek would be willing to teach him a Lightning Bolt, and all that stuff.
Right. Like I feel like it would end up you doing like this really like elaborate like ritual where you like ground yourself and connect to nature and draw the lightning from like the ground, and the Great Gangini would be like, okay, and then he just like takes off his hat and shoots the lightning bolt out of his hat or something.
It's going to be a very different execution.
Just
in both
like-
cases.
Yeah, not even remotely the same, like, process.
Right. Like there's just gonna be like Tarek's gonna have like this ritual and care, and the Great Gangini is just not going to do that.
Fucking incredible. So are you guys spending 4 hours researching them?
What time of day is it?
I
Late in the day at
believe.
this point, isn't it?
Yeah. If you did this, it would certainly already be dark by the time you got to the surface.
Honestly, I am not beyond just like if we want to stay here and study. I am not. Given that we've cleared the area, I'm fine closing the door and we just sleep in shifts if folks are okay with that.
Yeah, that sounds fine.
If there's a lot of stuff to be done here, and I also don't trust leaving it exposed overnight with the goblins just outside.
Yeah, I would like, if possible, for us to see if we can, when we leave, if we can get if we can fill in the hole to an extent, you know?
Yeah, or find a way. Yeah, something to do that. Also, point of order.
Indeed.
Is Stickfoot completely incinerated?
Stickfoot was like phantasmal. He was like summoning Stickfoot.
Oh, okay. Okay, if it was an actual gecko, I was going to leave the body for Cruncher. Never mind.
If we are going to spend the night and do our research, I would like to look for some specific books before the house.
Also, I'm gonna do medicine on myself while I'm at it.
Yeah. Well, maybe while Sylvina's doing that, me and Tarek can try to get Genki to learn Lightning Bolt.
Okay.
That I can do.
I think if you give me guidance, I need to roll like a 5, James.
Okay. That's easily doable.
It's not
With
bad.
my new ring.
With the ring. The ring of power.
Yeah. Says...
God, every time I shift in my chair, I'm like, my background sucks.
You're fine. You'll get there.
Yeah, it says 3rd level is a DC 20. Okay.
You have hero points galore.
Yeah. Is there a roll for guidance, or do you say like you have guidance?
You have guidance. You add a D4, I suppose.
I believe so. Unless it's different in 2E, but I think it's a D4.
There it is.
It's just +1.
So 16. There you go.
How about 30? 30 sounds
30.
good.
Is this to learn the lightning bolt?
Yes. And because of my shorthand, I believe if I pass, I critically succeed. Yes. Okay, so I spent half the materials and learned the spell. So it cost me 8 gold to learn lightning bolt. Okay.
Awesome.
That sounds pretty reasonable. Yeah.
All right.
So hopefully, in that last fight, we were fighting an undead and a fire immune character. So my spell that doesn't work against undead and fireball were not very useful. So hopefully,
Yeah, not ideal.
knowing lightning bolt will solve that.
All right.
It just occurs to me, firing a lightning bolt in the close quarters I did right there. I can't imagine how loud that would be.
Oh, it'd be so loud. It'd be so fucking loud. Alright. So I assume you're spending your first 4 hours researching.
Well, I wanted to look to see if they had some specific books before we worked on our researching.
Okay, what are you looking for?
While they were doing that. I want to see if
As they start working on
any
lightning bolt
books
stuff.
on Abadar, Desna, Erasil, Gazra, Serenray, Shaylin, or Calistria.
Probably not. This is
I assume not.
yeah, Thessalonian arcane stuff.
And then, if they have any that are really fancy but not particularly useful, that I think could be a good donation to the Mercantile League to get into their good graces.
Oh, interesting.
So
Things
don't
that
forget
like a collector might want.
Well, both the collector would be good, and don't forget that could also get us some. We might want to look out for ones that Broderick Quink might want as well.
Well, I figure the Rune Watchers are going to want the useful ones, right? That they actually are good for study.
Yeah, the material.
Which is why I'm looking for ones that are more
Collector's
something
item.
that some rich guy would want in his library, but is never going to read.
Whereas, a Thessalonian,
Give me a perception check then.
Thessalonian's Guide to Sinspawn Stew or something like that.
I think you find a few choice tomes. Treasure items that sell for full, but it'd probably be like 25 gold worth.
Okay.
It's mainly like a functional library.
Yeah.
Like, whoever did this, Lyra LaRue or whoever did this to, like, get shit done.
Yeah.
Alright. Any other questions for anybody? Or are you guys willing to, like, be here till it gets dark or sleep here or anything like that?
I think we were planning to... I think we were planning to stay here for the evening, given that it's already dark outside, right?
Yeah.
It's getting dark. It'll definitely be dark if you stop to, like, do this 4 hours of research.
I think if we do the research now and then stay here,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a fine place to camp.
It's at least it's defensible at least. So even if we don't
Yeah.
fill the outside back in, we could just close the door here and
That's
sleep
true.
in rotations.
And
Uh,
especially because I do think getting the Hellstorm up is kind of a top priority.
I would agree. I'm sad we kind of have all these 30s that we're never gonna get now when we go back to the flu.
Yeah, that was a wild amount of 30s.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like we should take like the claws and the head of the creature we killed, and just tell the townsfolk, we don't know if this is the Sandpoint Devil. We killed something that was monstrous.
But we know it's not the Sandpoint Devil, don't we?
It's still
It still could be. I mean, it's still
It's
a
still a fucking
big
monster.
monster.
But yeah, I mean,
I do think
bringing
at least
that to them and saying we killed a big monster, I think is good. I don't think claiming we killed a Sandpoint Devil is good because we know it shows up in Sandpoint.
right. I don't think we claim false credit for that, but I think you say, hey, we killed. If there's already folks worried about it at least buys us some good reputation points, hopefully with like the townsfolk and stuff, because hey, we're already killing monsters on y'all behalf. This is one less thing y'all have to worry about.
Oh yeah,
It's like-
sure.
It's like we're about to be killed by a dragon. Not a dragon, that's a wyvern. Does it matter?
Well, what I don't want to happen is if we say it's the Sandpoint Devil,
I started it with
and the
we go
Sandpoint
back to
Devil
town
shows
and we
up.
say we killed something we don't know.
Yeah, I don't think anyone wants to lie about it. It seems.
Yeah, let's not lie about it. But I think hey, you've at least got one less horrible thing that can mess with you.
All right. So are you guys
Are you guys gonna
both?
collect that head?
I mean, you guys can go down there and collect that. It's pretty cleared out. I'll say, whoever is going to collect it, just give me like a nature check.
That'll
See like how clean of a trophy you're getting, basically. And then while they're doing that, are Gangini and Sylvina, are you guys both researching the Hellstorm, or is one of you researching Lear LaRue?
24.
I'm much more interested in the Hellstorm. Okay, the Gangini and me both just don't know like anything about the Rude Lords.
It's true. It's fair.
I'm personally more interested in LaRue, but I think that Solvina would be more interested in the Hellstorm and think that I can worry about LaRue later.
Okay. Sounds like you guys are both going for that first option then. So 4 hours will basically bring you like late enough to rest after that happens, do a long rest. Go ahead and give me your Arcana checks after that 4 hours of research.
Just to clarify, you said the library does Hellstorm, Lyra LaRue, and what was the third thing?
Just like general knowledge, like how does sin magic work?
Alright.
Also, then I rolled a 24 on the nature check to clean up the Shantak.
Woo, yeah, I'd say you get like a pretty clean cut of like the head, maybe some of the claws too, if you want those as well.
I think if the claws could be something we like, I'll be frank, Tarek is skint right now. So if like the claws are something I could sell as a trophy, I think he would be to make a little extra gold. I think he'd be okay with that.
Yeah, I think we bring the trophies back. Sandpoint just to show them that we've killed a monster on their behalf, and then sell the trophy to the highest bidder.
Sure. I'd say, yeah, you could probably sell some of those for some coin.
I'll also make a point of, like, with what materials I have handy, making sure the head doesn't rot.
I don't know. There are set rules in 1E about trophies and treasure. I don't know that they have ported that to 2E yet. In which case, I will make an approximation. Okay, so it would be based off of Shantak, or the Shantak CR specifically. Usually, I'd say you probably get like 3 good claws worth 65 each. And that is treasure items, so like they sell for full. Okay.
And then if... I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if the Merchant Guild would... We can figure out what we want to do with the head later once we've made our case with it.
Okay. And then Sylvina and Gangy, are those the Arcana rolls for the research? Or was that the previous roll?
No, that was this one.
Okay. The books do give you a +1 item bonus, so it'd be 27 and 18. That's only really gonna be a success for Gangini. Not a crit success, so it's not gonna knock it down by 2, but it will knock the DC from a 30 to a 29.
Okay.
That's.
Nothing.
I think that heavily increases the number of rolls that will succeed.
Yeah.
And then especially if we can throw guidance on top of that. So.
Yeah, for sure.
And the ring also gave me another +1 bonus to Arcana, so
Yeah.
True.
We're nickel and diamond bonuses.
Yeah, just adding them up. Okay, I think that's what everyone's doing. Go ahead and take your rests. I assume that you guys are taking watches.
That sounds reasonable. Is there anyone who doesn't have to sleep?
I don't think anyone has any anti-sleep stuff. Basically, a party of 5, that's like a 10-hour long rest, because each of you has to take a 2-hour shift, is the math. Alright, go ahead. I don't know if anyone has any drained or doomed conditions, but go ahead and lower those by 1. If you're fatigued, get rid of that, and then it's hit points equal to your con mod multiplied by your level. So whatever your con modifier is times 6, right? I think you have level 6 now.
I think before Ben, but since some hours would have gone by before we sleep, can I give another medicine treatment to Roland?
Yeah, I would say so. Technically, it's once per hour. I'd say you could give him 4 if you wanted to.
Okay. Just gonna roll these. Wow, those are all. Man, all right. My dice are being finicky today.
No crits,
alright, so
but
that's-
all successes, I believe.
So yeah, all successes. So 8d8, effectively.
You want to roll that or?
He's got it.
24.
Ugh, that was below
69.
average.
I hope I'm getting my bad. I'm hoping I'm getting my bad dice look out the way today before I play in the tournament tomorrow.
Fair. Hey, buddy. You gonna sit under the desk like you usually do when I stream? You got it, bud. Okay. And then everyone, make sure to add your con times your level as well.
Our con bonus times our level.
Yeah, I believe that's the formula. Hold on. Yeah, con mod multiplied by level.
Okay.
Those are pretty dumb, right?
What are dumb?
Do I think that would be good? Do I think the goblins out there would be good at seeing through
Seeing through what? Illusions?
lines?
Can you not antagonize the goblins when we're all wounded, please?
I will say, here's the thing. Like, goblins are... They seem... Just because they're low int doesn't necessarily mean they're low wisdom.
That's my concern, yeah.
That's not antagonizing. We could just close the door.
But there's a big hole right here.
And at least one of them is... I mean, one of them is an alchemist. Like, at least one of them is smart.
So tomorrow when we leave, we need to either close this up or find some way to keep them out so they don't destroy all the books.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't they mention something about being scared of people who read?
I mean, I mentioned that.
Or was that the other campaign?
I brought that up earlier, that goblins hate people who read.
They hate people who read.
They don't. They're not scared. They like hate them.
Okay. No.
They think they're like sick freaks for reading.
Yeah. This is.
I will say, as you guys are leaving the room now and have killed the first Doom, everybody give themselves 120 XP for defeating the first Doom.
Oh, yeah, what are we at after last time with that?
600,
Yeah, I have 600.
including the 120.
Yeah, I think you should be at 600 even now.
Okay, how are we gonna seal up this room as we head back to town?
All right. Yeah, I mean, you can head down
it
top.
might be worth striking a lasting deal with them anyways if we're going to be using this place for teleportation.
That's true. Okay, we can try that.
Because we got rid of the witch who was mind controlling them. They gave us some stuff for that. We're just like, hey, we're going to be doing, if we can figure out how we can strike a deal with them, I'd be okay with it. I think that is something. I mean, that is an option. Next, after we went to all the trouble of killing the witch, though, I think I'd
Yeah, I
prefer to
agree.
avoid that.
I would also prefer to avoid it.
They don't seem interested in antagonizing. We just need to make sure they know not to go in there and mess with the books.
I don't think we should tell them there are books in there.
Maybe we just tell them there's no food back here.
Well, I wanted to lie to them and say that what happened with why Rip Nugget was undead was he took over the body of a goblin who went in.
Yeah.
But I don't know their wisdom, so that may not be a good idea.
I think let's just see if there's a deal to be made where we go back and forth through here.
Yeah, sure.
I was hoping I had an elemental I could summon that could close up the hole, but I don't see anything. The boulder is not very useful right now.
Could we get the creature that we healed to live in here?
I mean, it's right outside the entrance. Cruncher lives right outside where you tunneled through.
Yeah.
Cruncher would have a fucking hard time fitting in this tunnel.
Yeah, I think honestly having Cruncher sitting outside the entrance is probably the best deterrent.
That's true. We do take pretty good care of Cruncher whenever we can.
Yeah, that's why I was looking at. I was hoping to feed him the salamander.
Yeah. Do we know if Cruncher would eat Sin Spawn? That would probably not be very good, right?
It would not be very good.
Yeah. Alright, we'll bring provisions for Cruncher next time.
Yeah, I can, and like I said, if we have a couple of days, I can do some more hunting or something like that.
Yeah. Alright. So I think the current plan is to try and go strike a deal with the goblins so they don't come in here.
Okay.
And then head back to town. Is that what's going on?
I believe so.
Sounds good.
Okay.
And hopefully when we get back to town I don't get yelled at too much by Roland and the priest.
Wait, what? I'm confused.
Why would they be mad?
Roland said that he was gonna talk with
Have an intervention.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm told her to have an intervention for the fact that I'm willing to deal with, less than savory creatures.
And there's some less than savory creatures where the ghouls are a bit iffy. I think even Tarek's pretty iffy on those. The goblins, I think, will be fine.
No, I think he meant the ghouls and then the shadow demon.
Oh, yeah, there is that. I forgot. I missed a lot of that conversation.
It's true.
When we get back to town, you're grounded. Young miss.
Well, that's not happening. Alright.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about sausage.
Yeah.
I think I forgot about it because I missed that session. Could be a good reason.
Alright.
Mostly, I just remember Nick's immediate thing. There is no reason anything bad has to happen to sausage.
Who's sausage?
The giant weasel
What?
down here.
Roland doesn't have the angle. No.
Yeah, move down where Tarek is.
Right here. Sausage.
Oh, right, yeah.
Just a little sausage.
Alright.
All right, Trunch is kind of like, well, what's... You were gone for a whole sleep.
We were busy. Rip Nugget won't be a problem anymore. We were looking through some of his materials and stuff back there. We'd be interested in making a deal. The room has a pair of arcane devices we'd like to use to come to and from this place. If you stay out, we'll be happy to... What's it worth your while if you'll stay out of that room back there so we can use it?
You could bring us food or weapons.
We can do. Tarek nods. I'll make sure I bring some for Cruncher too.
You see some of the goblins behind him, like, I don't know, like Longshanks, like just muttering about you guys. Give me a diplomacy check as he like ponders your offer.
Crap. Damn it, I closed my sheet. Alright.
All right.
Good.
I think she like, Tunch like goes over, talks to Gerlunk for a little bit. Sausage kind of just like sniffs around for a while. And like, all right,
We'll give Sausage-
you got a deal. Every time you come, you have to bring enough food for everyone.
Tarek raises an eyebrow a little bit, thinks about it, and like, very well. I guess I'll have to. What I can do is I can do some. In the meantime, Ben, we can work out what that looks like. I can do some. I know goblins prefer meat, but they also usually aren't too picky. So, looks like I'll be out in the woods for a bit.
Gotta do some good hunting.
I think as we head out, I'm probably just gonna. Well, they agreed to stay out of the room, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then I won't try and intimidate them or anything.
Yeah. No.
Well, she's got Cruncher probably guarding the door.
I don't think they mess with Cruncher too much if they can help it. Is the impression I get. Is that the impression I get, Ben? That they just kind of let Cruncher do his thing and they don't mess with him too much?
Yeah, they like feed him from time to time. He was like a way to execute enemies.
Yeah, it's not like they go, for lack of a better term, go walk your lizard every so often.
Yes, exactly.
Alright.
Okay, cool. I think we got a deal. Worst case, I can't imagine that getting a little bit of extra food from the market to work passage is going to be terribly expensive.
Especially because long term, we can set up the main teleportation down to floor 2 and only come up through to floor 1 when we need to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
You guys can head on back to town.
All right.
So I think first stop is the attempt at the flume.
Sure.
Sorry, the Hellstorm.
Yeah, you guys head down to underground to the Focus.
I'm gonna get those terms wrong so often. I'm so sorry.
You got it right. It was the Hellstorm Flume. Yeah.
The Focus is in the Flume, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I keep thinking it's the underflume.
Is that something
And
from another campaign?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe that place is also a Hellstorm focus, but
Are you thinking of the Underflume?
yeah.
It is not a Hellstorm Focus, but.
Oh, okay.
Like, James as a player has an idea of what the Aslanti turned this into, but I'll save that for another time.
Alright. Um, it sounds like you guys you're trying to assist slash uh what's it called? Your assist spell. Oh my god. Guidance. That's
Guidance.
the fucking word. Um, Gangini because he has the ring and stuff on.
Yeah. And I have a hero point left. Or yeah, it's hero point. All right. Am I just rolling?
Hit it.
Is your +1 from your ring added already, or okay? So that's already factored in. So we'll add just 1 to this from guidance. $23. Got any hero points left?
Ooh.
It's
Yeah.
not good yet.
It's not gonna happen today.
Alright. We'll try again tomorrow then.
9 and 4. Not.
Yeah, that was not ideal.
That was not ideal, yeah.
Oh boy, I can't wait to have no hero points the rest of the session.
Okay. We're back in town. We should probably divest ourselves of items that we want to divest for.
Oh yeah, and I have not been keeping any kind of track of loot from like the last 2 sessions.
Alright. So I need to stop by Broderick Quink to give him the research papers and stuff.
Okay, Quink's over on the side of town.
I believe it was the 3 bulk we found in
Yep.
2.
In floor 2, yeah.
And we thought that Broderick Quink was the one who would most, or the Rune Washers would get the most out of it, right?
I think I missed that part.
You did.
Alright, you head over to Broderick Quink. It's one of your stops this morning. You guys probably get there it's only like 2 hours from the plateau, so gotta knock on the door. You see Broderick's got some of the other like Rune Watchers here in the background, like they were clearly working on some stuff. And he's like, "Oh, hello, Miss Sylvina. What?
We found some things that we thought you and your associates would like to take a look at.
Oh, by all means. Is this something you're selling, or
Or selling it.
or just if you have a donation to make, I wouldn't say no."
We could sell it, but I don't think we need to like, relentlessly haggle for it. I'm saying out of character.
Okay.
What
I mean,
up to you, Nix. What's our reputation with the Rune Watchers?
I believe 2 currently.
Maybe
yeah,
a
I
donation.
would
Give
kind of like to increase the reputation.
Let's give it a donation then.
Oh no, Rune Watchers is +6 right now.
That also may be correct. Yeah, it's 6. Sorry, not 2. The
Maybe we
Rune
sell it to them at half
Watchers.
price.
Yeah, I'm good with that. We can split the difference there. Yeah.
Okay.
Did those ones have a value, a treasure value? I'm trying to find it.
No, you just said 3 bulk of research papers and such.
I'd say half would probably be like 10 gold for half.
Okay.
Right. 2 gold each. I'm okay with that.
All right.
Rather, yeah, I'd rather
2 GP,
make
And I thought we were giving these to them.
I mean, if it's only for 10 gold, honestly, I'd be
Yeah.
okay donating it.
Sure, let's just donate it.
Yeah, donate it.
Alright,
I think the
I'm just gonna
reputation in
pull
that
out-
case is more valuable.
yeah. I'm just gonna pull out a large amount of paper from my bag.
All right. He's like, oh my, I think, it gives you the 10 gold. You guys, like, state the price.
No, we're gonna donate.
You're just gonna donate? Okay. In that case, instead of going by 1, we'll go by 2. I want to put these to good use. Thank you very much. Very helpful. Very helpful indeed.
There is some stuff down there related to a Lyra LaRue.
Oh, I've heard vague. I know that she was one of Elasnist's later apprentices. There's not much written about her, though. I've hardly found, well, much of anything.
Well, then, hopefully this will help elucidate people and everyone on Big Shoot.
Interesting. I color me excited. I'm quite eager to read this then, if it concerns Lyra LaRue. And he'll start handing out those papers kind of amongst his research team. What else are you guys doing today? Where are you going to bring this trophy to?
Yeah, we don't really have like a, for lack of a better term, base of operations. I think we've just been kind of I know that Solvina and Gangini have their own places here. Tarek stays on the beach.
You could. Yeah, that's true. I mean,
Is me squatting in the tower really having a place of my own? I guess
fair.
Like,
I mean, no one's stopping you, I guess. Yeah, like, no one's complaining.
But, like, I'm kind of just squatting in the tower. You're making it sound like I'm a landowner. That's
I thought
not the case.
I thought you did have a flat here. I know that Solvina
Yep.
has her own place.
No, I've got one, and I've got the big map of Old Thassalon.
Yeah, it's a
on the
question of
wall here now.
where we want to.
Nice. Hell yeah. I mean, there's, like, lots of, leaders in town. Like, there's Father Xantis. I mean, just the council. There's, like, Xantis, Mayor Deverin, Sheriff Hemlock,
Honestly, probably
Titus Scarnetti. Fuck, who the other
not
two?
to the Scarnettis. Fuck the Scarnettis.
Kay.
Who would, like, if we wanted to use it as a present, kind of a show to the townsfolk that we're working on the behalf to, deal with monsters that could bring you harm, would be presenting that to the sheriff be helpful for that, you think? For the townsfolk and the town to watch?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be easier to get the sheriff's attention than it would
What's
be
our
to get
rating with
the
the-
mayor.
What's our rating with the sheriff?
What's 3 of
The
them?
sheriff is really just part of the guard.
Town Watch.
Town watch, yeah, sorry. Not guard,
Town
but...
Guard is +2 at the moment.
What's our
Town watch is 3. Townsfolk is 2.
Oh,
We have
plan for the
3
townsfolk, so
days left of the...
Don't worry
Mercantile.
too much about them.
What's our
Okay.
relationship with the mayor like?
I mean, you
Or is that a
guys talked to her a bit during that whole town meeting event. It's not amazing, but, like, she has seen that you guys can do good work.
But she's not our own faction, right?
No, she would. I'd say it, would get you help with both the Towns Watch and the townsfolk. Honestly, she holds a lot of power, but she is not like a faction in and of herself. That's worth keeping track of.
I think the big faction we need to focus on is the townsfolk.
Yeah.
Because if we have Father Xantis, the Rune Lords, the Town Watch, and the townspeople, I think that's pretty much all we need.
I think those are our best bets,
I
yeah.
think I think those are the ones that are most important. I think
Eventually, it might not hurt to at least be conversant with the Bunyip Club,
I was gonna say I
but
think Lupin
Who is
They're
the
the-
Bunyip Club?
They're the
they're like,
criminals, right?
yeah, they're like, yeah, his Lupin's girlfriend is part of that.
I think he probably wants to be on decent terms with them. I'm slowly working on getting to decent terms with the Mercantile League
Mm-hmm.
for
think for
my own ends, but
I think maybe as for lack of unsure what else to do with it, perhaps we present it to the mayor and say, one of the beasts we slew in the down in the pit, on behalf of the people of Sandpoint. something like that.
It's true.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
not sure how else we do that.
So what do you think then?
If nothing else, it doesn't hurt anything to do that.
Okay, so you guys are working on bringing the Shantak corpse. A reminder of what it looks like over here.
While
Yeah.
they're doing that, I'll probably go take the books I found to the Mercantile League. With the Mercantile League, do I think it would get more? They would be more happy if I just donated to them, or if I haggled with them.
Give me
Give
a
them a-
perception check as a sense motive. All right, 25. I would say you think going to talk to like Jasper, one of your contacts there. They'd probably enjoy a haggle.
Okay. That's probably what I'll do over the tones.
All right. I would say just give me a general diplomacy. Okay, I'd say yeah, they enjoy the haggling over it. You get the gold that I mentioned before, and they will go up by. I will say by 1 for now. Okay. And keeping track of other ongoing events. So you're doing that. Did you guys decide where to bring the head? Sorry, for the Shantak?
I think we, presented it again. Are we on board with presenting it to the mayor?
Yeah, sounds fine.
I think we'll say, I think perhaps somebody with more charisma than me might want to have this discussion with her.
I think I'm fairly decent at diplomacy. I'll handle it.
All right. Which honestly, Roland walking through the town with the head of a Shantak slung to his back would be something to see.
Yeah, for
I think
sure.
I'm technically the one who took it down, so I'll just have its
Yeah.
head skewered on top of the sword. Just dragging the claws behind.
It's pretty heavy. You guys might need to work together to lift it over difficult parts.
Yeah, Tarek's in the back, just hands up in the air, just propping it up.
All right, I would say. So is this more a show for the townspeople then?
A little bit. I think we're being a little showy with it. I think it's not like we're trying to keep it hidden. So
We're showing off a bit.
I think we're. If you
We're
want to be on
showing
the-
that we're capable, and that we're showing that
we're
if shit
doing.
goes down, we're who you want to come to.
Okay, I would
Yeah,
say
not that
and
give
we've also
me.
actively. Plus, we also killed that sea dragon too.
That's true. I'd say give me a diplomacy check on the townsfolk of this little kind of impromptu show off thing.
Can I intimidate?
I feel like intimidate wouldn't engender the same goodwill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you want it to be more like, oh, look how great we are, than look how scary we are.
That's
Hero point.
Yeah. Boz.
Why every time? Why every time is it within a degree of 1 for you? It's actually crazy.
Good. Roland's just really good at being intimidating and not so good at being diplomatic.
Can I at least try to intimidate Scarnetti?
Yeah, I mean, if you see the Scarnettis, that's a different matter.
27.
Yeah, this one's a nat 20.
Not only is it a nat 1, it's the same number 3 times in a row. Jesus Christ. Tarek, do you want to try to convince anybody? That's insane.
It's kind of, can Gangini do it? I feel like Gangini has the.
Oh yeah, Gangini. I mean, is Gangini going with you guys to show this off?
I thought we were just doing it as a group. So.
Okay, yeah, that's it. So.
I'm not there, but
Better.
Better.
I'd say, despite Roland not being a man of the people, well, townsfolk will go up by 1.
Ooh, could I do a musical performance to enhance this?
Oh, sure. Should we use the song?
We should use the song.
All right. Give me like a performance check here.
Okay, I think I did this right.
Outstanding. All right. Ooh, sorry, it's louder than I intended. Just using the instrument you already achieved, like you got that beautiful high quality woodwind. Fucking Nat 20 is crazy. You make this into more of just like a event. Like people are kind of like cheering and clapping for it. I'm gonna say our Nat 20 assisting the diplomacy. We'll make that goes up by 2 instead of by 1. A lot of cheering, clapping along as the music goes. People seem to have a smile on their face watching this horrid beast be carted around. Is anyone in their discussions or like actions around town right now? Is anyone bringing up the fact that you guys killed the goblin? Killed Rip
We have
Nugget.
taken Rip Nugget with us as well.
We could take honestly.
He's a goblin. He's not that heavy.
Yeah, we could take honestly. We could take Rip Nugget's head as well.
As you bring, are you bringing his whole body?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a.
Just bring his head.
Okay. Give me a religion check.
From who?
Anybody?
Oh boy.
Is this just the people taking the Shantak, or am I included in this as well?
Excuse me. This is about him as an undead.
Oh dear.
I will use a hero point. Well, actually, game did fine. That's fine.
A little hot right now.
You say you're gonna use a hero point?
No.
Okay. Gangini, if he is a grave knight, the armor is gonna rebuild his body in somewhere between 1 and 10 days.
Oh.
Strip him naked.
If you keep destroying the body, well, it's the armor doing it. You could keep destroying the body over and over again, but it's the armor that's the problem. You think you would have to like use disintegrate to kill it, or to destroy the armor, or throw it into like an active volcano.
What about a forge?
A regular forge would not do it.
Is there a volcano nearby?
You could bring it to the forge of all creation. In the outer planes.
Is there? Would it still do this if it was in a church or cathedral?
Do we dispel the magic on it?
The clerics could probably just keep it at bay by working on it every day. The cathedral itself, I don't think, would actively negate it just by being a religious spot. But you could turn it over to the priests, and they'd be like their responsibility to make sure it doesn't rise.
So, James, dispel magic just like temporarily removes an effect. It doesn't like.
Oh, gotcha.
Maybe at like super high levels, but at the levels I can do it currently, it doesn't.
We need
it would work. It would solve the problem for 10 minutes.
I don't really like the idea of leaving it to the church to deal with.
But I also don't like leaving it. But if we leave it unattended, he's just gonna come right back.
Yeah.
And
I mean, maybe asking Absolar what he thinks we should do with it.
Okay.
And we need to be mindful. 1d10 days is still potentially today if we're not careful.
I'm gonna. Can I have like a blacksmith weld some caltrops on the inside of the armor?
You can try. Magical armor is hard to modify.
Maybe not weld, but like affix some caltrops to the inside. So if he does come back, he's gonna have a rough time.
Did we just like chain the armor to a rock and throw it in the sea?
I mean, I was gonna say, do we have like a vat of holy water we could just keep it submerged in?
The priest might.
Let's talk to Absolar Xanthus and see what he does. And
All
we
right.
need to keep, because we can't just, knowing that now, we can't just leave it unattended.
Yeah, but we do need to we do want to show off in town that we have killed Britman.
I'm looking at the list of named volcanoes on Galarian. And I'm looking at the world map.
I don't like.
Oh wait,
this is-
here's a question, Ben.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't successfully gotten the Hellstorm off of evocation.
You made me just think about it. Yeah, although I don't know
We
if
used the Hellstorm.
although I don't know if activating a super weapon while there's people around is a great idea.
It's certainly a choice.
I would have to be very close to it to activate it, I think.
It doesn't seem like the best idea.
I think that's causing more problems than it solves. Even though there is the Chaos Goblin in the back of my head would love to see what happens. I think that's probably excessive. That's going to cause more damage than if he reanimates.
Alright, the nearest one... And I guess you guys could try to... Now, Taldor would be such a fucking far journey for you guys. The nearest one would be up in the Kodar Mountains, which is... If you went as the crow flies, it would be about 550 miles away. So much longer than that in reality.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Alright.
we just have to contain it for now. Hopefully, Xanthus has at least a temporary solution until we can find a more powerful magic to deal with it.
Okay, how about this? Wrap all the armor tightly with barbed wire.
Sure, I mean, you can wrap it up and stuff and then put it in holy water.
While you guys are dealing with the Shantak and stuff, and I am off on my own coming, I guess, back to you. Well, pause. Did you tell Sylvina you intend to have an intervention for her?
I was mostly just fucking around.
Okay.
Largely don't care, but I will, like, offhandedly mention, like, you may want to have a word with Sylvina. Maybe talk her down.
That's fine. That way she's not gonna avoid being near Xanthus and you at the same time. But while I'm on the way back, I am going to whisper on the wind to the ghoul.
Okay.
And ask him if he knows how to deal with I think you said it's Hell Knight?
Grave Knight.
Grave Knight?
Hell Knights are different.
Grave Knight. Yeah, Hell
Unless
Knights are
even-
the super lawful.
Aren't even really that bad. They're kind of.
I
on the
mean,
side.
they're not great.
The Grave Knight. The Grave.
Yeah, the Grave Knight is worse than a Hell Knight, necessarily.
Sometimes.
Kind of.
Depends which order of Hell Knights, but, you know.
I will still say
I will not
Recycle-
stand. I will not stand for any slander on Regal.
I will still say that
I always like the Torrent
Nick's-
Hell Knights the best.
Yeah.
Nick's your play with the Hell Knights in Starfinder was one of the best things ever.
That was great.
The complete ruination of somebody's reputation after we killed them.
So you're whispering on the wind to Wolgar Rabs, the head of the Ghast, who's in charge of the ghouls.
I'm just gonna ask him if he knows the way to dispose of the armor of a Grave Knight.
Interesting. Whoops. Well, that was crazy. I rolled into a dice tray. It bounced out of the dice tray into another dice tray on the shelf next to me, like a foot lower.
Wild.
But wasn't in the first dice tray.
Have any of you played Wrath of the Righteous?
I have.
I've played most of it. I think I beat it once, but I didn't go very hard.
I love Rushlee, but Rachel is one of the best companions.
Yes.
Fucking Gnome Hell Knight. Great.
Yeah, the Gnome Hell Knight is fucking incredible. On his roll, I would say he would confirm to you that keeping it submerged in holy water would probably slow the process. Like it'd be about like somewhere in the dozens of days instead of lower than 10. It could be up to like 24, maybe a little higher. It would have to go to a volcano or be hit by disintegrate to really get fucking destroyed.
That's
Alright.
mildly aggravating.
I
We're not gonna get
will-
disintegrate.
But as long as like people are watching it, they can just keep killing the body before it fully reforms.
Alright, I will. I'll just say, whisper on the wind, thank you back.
Hell yeah. I will say as rumors begin to spread about like Rip Nugget being first an undead and then killed again. You guys are going to gain an additional 2 with the townsfolk, so you should be at 6 now, I believe.
Okay.
That also will up your town watch by 2, so they go to 5, and the mercantile league by 2, which I think brings you to 6 as well for them.
Cool.
That's a very good outcome.
And now we're at. Is it. How much did we get with the Rune Watchers for the documents we gave them?
Hold on one sec.
I think we got
I
2
think
for that.
Yeah, so I think we're at 8 with the Rune Watchers.
Yeah, that sounds right.
6 townsfolk, 6 mercantile league, 5 town guard, minus 3 Bunyan, minus 5 Star Natty.
Doing well with the folks we want to do well with for the most part.
As you guys do all these things around town, you're getting missions done, you're getting information. You all, as like very successful adventurers right now, you get told by a couple of townsfolk kind of wanting to earn your favor. They're like, hey, there's another group of adventurers who are gonna be dining at the Rusty Dragon tonight. If you guys wanted to talk to them, I mean, they might have some tips. Some of the people tell you like, oh, I think they might have raided the pit themselves before.
But they've achieved nothing.
The person shrugs like, they've only been in town a little bit. I'm not really sure.
Longer than us or shorter than us?
Is this the Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask if this is the party the bard was in.
You ask around, and you hear that this is Arika Averton's party. The baker's daughter, who went in there, lost her original whole party, and like left town. Now with the newer party that you had heard about that had been hired in Magnamar.
She was the bard, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Did we specify what instrument she plays?
Let me double check. I don't remember if I knew that or not.
Because it'd be really cool if it was a cool instrument.
She is like an orator and a singer. Like she is big into like plays and opera.
Anything, you two would probably. I would say, if anything, you two would probably be doing a duet.
Yeah, I know. I was hoping for that.
Okay.
But I was hoping you played like alto saxophone.
I would say if you yeah, this is alto sax. I don't know.
Alto sax.
Look, I have a story about alto saxophone, and yeah, I don't know if you want.
I mean, by this point, like things are advancing on Galarian. I mean, people wear like actual suits in Absalom, the biggest city. They kind of look like 1920 style suits, but you know.
Hey,
My
that's
issue with
that's
alto sax existing. It's that's the instrument you think would be like a cool instrument to play.
Saxes are
Alto
cool.
sax-
All right, I'm gonna look up Pathfinder saxophone.
I feel like alto sax and tenor sax are kind of the worst of them, to be honest.
All right. I don't know that I know enough about saxophones to have a particular favorite. I'll say if anyone wants to make a diplomacy check to gather information around town about this party. Anyone can make it.
A diplomacy check?
Yeah, it's basically like these people brought this information to you. The diplomacy check is like you going around like convincing them to tell you as much as they know, sourcing the best information, that kind of thing. All right. Okay. I think you know that I think you hear the name of everyone in the group. The first thing you learn is that the group is sponsored by a like scion of a rich family in Magnemar. Well, now the rich family in Magnemar. If anyone has like Sandpoint lore, they could roll about these guys. He is a scion of the Valdemar family. Sylvina, the Valdemars were one of the founding families of Soundpoint. They had a big presence in town, but with the death of the family patriarch, they like boarded up their local manor and returned to the city of Magnemar, where they thought business like ventures would be more profitable. It seems like among those ventures, one of the more profitable ones is he's like keeping this group of adventurers like on the family payroll for like both adventuring and just like mercenary duties. If rumors are to be believed, the group just finished like hunting down and exposing like a small time criminal ring that like tried to blackmail the Valdemars.
Do we know anything of like their composition and tactics?
So looking at the group, you hear about a couple of different people. So the first is the guy you were hearing about, Caleb Valdemar, the like scion of this noble house, and they're not really in the party, but like their bankroller. It seems like he is here as well. The actual party, it sounds like there were 4 of them. No one's really sure what's up with that, but there are 3 right now. And they share one thing in common. They all used to live in Sandpoint. Firstly, there's Rika Averton. You guys know about her. A rebellious woman, turned her back on her mother's like pastry and candy shop, went to seek an exciting adventurer's lifestyle, lost her party in the pit. Then there is Curtis Jahid. So first, I'll put their names in chat. We got Marika Averton, Bard, Curtis Jahid. You know that he is a human fighter. She's a human bard. They're both humans. And one that you might be less thrilled to hear about. The third member of their party is a man known as Adamar Scarnetti. By all accounts, a rogue of an individual.
Except for Scarnetti.
So representatives of two of the noble houses, to one extent or another. Interesting.
So
I do.
We're all
Go ahead.
agreed. We're all agreed if this ever goes to combat, we kill the Scarnetti first.
Can I roll Sandpoint lore on this one of the Scarnettis in particular?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I'm gonna use a hero point.
Well, I was gonna say, well, not with rolls like that, you're not.
Selena?
What is happening with you guys today? Holy shit.
Better.
20, it's not bad. You would know that this is like Titus's nephew. On a 20, I don't think you get, I think you know he's Titus's nephew. He used to be more of just like a small-time criminal. You think at least at one point he was affiliated with the Bunyip Club in town. Just like real petty thief shit until he joined this party.
I have a question, and maybe Solvina would know the answer to this.
Sure.
Were the Valdemars and the Scarnettis copacetic? Like, did they work together at all? Like, I don't know how much. I'm sure the noble houses in this place have a lot of infighting, but were like they generally aligned, antagonistic?
I think that would be a separate role.
You want me to make that roll?
I mean, yeah, if you want to, go for it.
Not. Okay, I can't roll for my life right now.
It's that kind of day.
You're not really sure. They left town a while ago now. Hard to be sure. Like, if they had beef with the Scarnettis or, like, deals with the Scarnettis, like, that was at least a generation ago, if not a couple generations ago. So that wouldn't be the current family heads. I do have a follow-up question for you guys, though. Do you think in your attempts of diplomacy to get more information about this going, are you trying to do that subtly, or do you not care if this party like knows that you're there? I mean, they probably already know you exist, but do you care if they know that you're asking about them? Because if so, I would say be a stealth check.
I don't know. I'm just curious and just focusing on asking questions about Eureka. Also, saxophone came up before. I think suits were like 1920s, right? Like that's when that started becoming popular.
Yeah, I can. Oh, man, where is it? Oh, it's in another campaign packet. I have the campaign packet in Roll20, but not set up to show you that beautiful art.
Saxophone was invented in 1840. Do you know?
Is that true?
That? Yeah, by
That's
Adolf Sax.
fair enough. I would not have thought that was. I did not think it was. I assumed it was some sort of Latin root, not a dude's name.
Oh no, it's a Belgian.
I forever think the best naming thing that's ever happened and dumbest lore is the Land Raider tank, one of the most famous tanks in Warhammer. Huge tank, giant treads. You think like, hey, yeah, it raids the land, right? Goes across it. No, invented by Arkham Land. Just named it after himself.
Crazy.
Just like it's Land's Raider, like is what it, like with an apostrophe S should be in there.
I don't know if you guys know anything about guns.
So fucking crazy.
But
I don't know a lot, admittedly.
You know that the K in AK stands for Kalashnikov?
Mm-hmm.
So,
What's the name of the inventor?
Yeah. So
I've heard that at least.
Yeah. So the Israelis made the Galil, which is basically just a copy of the AK. Guess what the creator's name was? Because they couldn't use his last name because of what the AK is called.
Is it like Golashnikov or something? Is it like really close?
It's Balashnikov.
That's so good. I knew it was gonna be something so close. That's like a stupid joke I would make, like just changing the word slightly. Oh my god, Balashnikov. That sounds so fake, but I absolutely believe it. But anyway, are you guys trying to do it sneakily?
I'm not involved in diplomacy, so I have no dog in.
I guess yeah, it would basically be up to whether or not Roland and Gangini wanted to keep it secret.
I'm gonna
Oh.
say like Gagini's pretty invested in this and is just generally interested and probably asking more than he should be. And I don't think Roland's really a stealthy guy. It's
I-
just
I would-
vibes.
I would try to find where Churtis is, and like if he's out like training or something, I would just like outright just come up to him and start talking to him.
Ben,
Fair enough. What?
I was gonna say, do you mind if we take a bathroom break here?
Oh yeah, we're at a good pausing point. All right, we'll come back in a little
Thank you.
bit. Let's see. I'm gonna
this is...
All right. All right. That is should be working again. Cool. Okay. All right. Since no one's being particularly stealthy or anything.
Oh, actually, here's another question, Ben.
Uh-huh.
Would I have ever met Adamar before?
Let's see.
Because I'm remembering now that that's a possibility, because I did know them to some extent.
How long ago did you work with them?
Probably. I think it was about 10 years ago. Was toward the end of it.
Okay.
I can get up the specific how long ago it was the end of it, but most of the time before that. So it was like...
I would say there was probably some overlap. He's kind of like a less used member of the family.
Okay.
So if you hung out with him, it wouldn't have been much.
Let's see. Let's check the exact...
Yeah, let me know how long that is, and then we'll...
Okay, so she had been working with the Scarnettis from when she was obviously very young until about 3 years ago.
Okay. I think there's probably some overlap there. Probably just because during some shady deals, you might have had to deal with like 2-bit criminals.
Sure.
So you probably like that's when you probably brush shoulders with him.
I've probably met him, but wasn't close with him. Is probably what it is.
Yeah. Okay. Well, with all that in mind, after all the stuff you've done this morning, with the Rune Watchers, the town, all that stuff, and finding this information, you guys are going to be sent an invitation. Anyone who's purposely hiding won't get one, but they basically are going to send runners all over town, and it's not that big a town. So they basically give all of you... they give all of you an invitation to come eat with this party in town, and with Caleb Valdemar. This would make it more of like a private dinner. You'd guys be in like one of the private rooms at the Rusty Dragon.
Sure. I probably didn't have to send a runner far. I was probably already on my way to the Rusty Dragon.
That's fair.
Not necessarily to go, meet with them, but just...
In general.
Yeah.
Oh, and Ben, since I wasn't around to take inventory, we'll work loot for the sessions that I was out later. For right now, I'll sell the 3 Shantak claws, and we can split those among everybody.
Okay, perfect. All right. So
Everybody, including Lupin, gets 39 gold.
all right, you guys head down to the tavern. It's cheery. There are like musicians playing in the background. You guys are met by some of the bartenders, and they pretty much immediately know that they were waiting for you and send you to one of the private rooms. Like, oh, your meal will be out shortly. And I am going to show you a few people here. The first is This is Adamar Scarnetti.
Anybody who has those kind of chops does not do him in good stand him in good stead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Regardless of what Sylvina wants, I want to kill this guy.
This is Churtis Jahid, the fighter.
Do we see what weapons he has?
We'll do perception checks on them in a second. And this is the one you've heard the most about, considering you talked to her mom. This is Erika Atherton. She definitely has the, like, I left the small town to go adventuring look about her.
That's Jessica Rabbit.
A little bit, yeah.
little bit of emo Jessica Rabbit going on, for sure. And
mysterious fourth who we don't know where they are.
Sorry, there is also their benefactor here. But there is not a, I don't have an art of him yet.
Okay.
Well, hold on. I will edit one right now. There we go. I don't have a portrait for him, but I will just use his full body one instead. This is Caleb Valdemar, kind of sitting at the head of the table, shirt open a bit, tattoo on his chest, these like billowy, clearly like silk pants, big earrings. And as you guys enter, Caleb is like, welcome, welcome. My friends, these are the other adventurers party that has been down into the pit. Take a seat with us. I would love to hear about all of your adventures down in the pit. You guys, like, look around the room. You see there are, like, these circular tables pushed together, so you guys have enough room here. As you're coming in, the staff's coming behind you. There's, like, plates of curried salmon, green beans, like, cheese, kind of like fried blossom looking things, fresh loaves of bread. Again, Caleb kind of stands up, gives you this welcome. You see that Adamar is not really seated. He's kind of doing that like rogue thing where he's like leaning against one of the side walls, like 1 foot up. Just clearly trying to do like the I'm big and bad and sizing you up routine.
Yeah, but never mind. I was gonna say something.
Churtis, the fighter, is just like actively, as soon as the food gets there, just like fucking chowing down on like everything that he sees.
I like him already.
Yeah, and then last but not least, you see Erika. She doesn't reach for any of the food, and is just kind of like morosely staring into what looks to be like a half-empty mug of mead. All right. With all that in mind, do you guys take seats? Or how do you position yourselves?
Are we gonna get perception checks on them?
Yeah, you can do perception checks first before you decide. Give me... I'll say each of you just, like, pick someone you want a perception check. There's 4 of you and 4 people here.
Eureka, sure.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Gangini's looking at Eureka.
Sylvina, do you want Adamar or Caleb?
I'll take Caleb, but pretty soon after sizing up Caleb, I'm gonna go straight over and give Adamar a hug just to see his reaction.
All right.
I will do my perception on Adamar then.
Okay.
Mine's on Curtis.
Okay, so Gangini, you're on Erika. You can see that she is, despite, this is a cordial event, she is wearing under her, like, cloak, and, like, around that purple shirt she's wearing. She does have a chain shirt on. You can see that she does have a bow leaning by her chair, and it looks to be definitely a magical short sword. Like, you can see there's, like, actively runes carved into the pommel and handle. You also see that, like, leaning on the other side of the bow is what looks to be a pretty nice loot. Again, has some arcane inscriptions on it. You think it's probably magic? And I would say including sense motive into that. She seems a little bummed to be here and just, like, not ready for a social hangout. And you get the sense that, like, she's being, like, forced to be here. Like, this is an expectation of her, not something she wants to do. Then, going down the list, Solvina, who were you looking at again? You chose... Caleb?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I have so many tabs open at once in Roll20. Looking at Caleb on a 24, I think he is very good at mastering his expression and his emotions. He's clearly done it a lot. You get the sense that, like, this joviality he's putting on, it's not entirely fake. Like, he's enjoying the situation. But he's also, like, he's enjoying it more as, like, I'm the master of this little dance. Like, I'm the one in charge in this room, and I'm controlling the flow of this event.
Okay.
You see he's got, like, a nice dagger strapped to his waist. You also see there is kind of just, like, belted to, like, a chain on that elegant gold belt of his. There is, like, behind his, like, back, like, the back right of his waist, there's a grimoire, a wizard's spellbook. And then Tarek, you were looking at Adamar, correct?
Yes.
You got 20. I mean, I think you noticed some pretty typical rogue gear. Like, he's got some slightly enchanted studded leather, some like a enchanted rapier. I think on a 20, you just barely notice that he looks a little ill. Like, he's coming down with something. Not enough to keep him out of this meeting, but, like, still a little bit sick. Roland, you turned so the 19 re-rolled into a 31 for Curtis.
Yeah.
Okay. First things first, you look at Curtis, and you don't see a weapon at first, and then you glance at his hands, and it's not like fingerless gloves or anything, but you see he has, like, some hand wraps around his knuckles, and you can see, like, the slight, like, intricate faded stitchwork of what's probably some arcane symbols. Something magic's wrapped around his fist, and you think he might be, like, a close-in like hand-to-hand fighter, not necessarily a monk. Like, you still think he is a fighter, but he just uses fists. On a nat 20, you think that this guy looks pretty arrogant, pretty happy with his ability to be the strongest one in the room and like inflict violence. He clearly thinks like he's first of all like in no danger from you guys, and more than that, he has a bit of like a cruel glint to his eyes. Like, he can hurt people and he is fine with that, happy about that. All right. With all that gained knowledge, how are you guys sitting in the room? Oh, you said you wanted to go up and hug him?
Yeah, I think Sylvina is just gonna like say, after quickly taking measure of Caleb, just turn to Adamar and just say, Adamar, it's been so long, it's great to see you, and just go and give him a hug.
Okay. I'm gonna roll from there. I think he's like, he seems confused at first. Give me just a fucking diplomacy check here. Like, you're he was clearly here to be like, I'm snarky and on the wall. Like, I'm not here to make friends. And then just like a hot woman went over and hugged him and he doesn't know what to do about it. He seems confused on a okay, so on like a 16 for Sandpoint lore. He's like, you were you did some work for the family, Sylvina. I mean, I knew that already. Like, we knew the names of the party members coming here, but now that I see you, it's the name kind of retroactively sounds a bit more familiar, you know?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Well,
You look like you're doing well for yourself.
he kind of, like, clearly doesn't know what to do. He, like, glances around the room. He looks over to Erika, who just kind of, like, raises her eyebrows, then just goes back to, like, slowly drinking her mead. Looks over at Curtis, who just has, like, well, basically like a, you know, like a fried blossomed onion that he's just, like, almost, like, whole fisting into his mouth. And then he looks at, you know, their fucking benefactor, Caleb, Valdemar, and Valdemar's just, like, giving him a look that's just, like, end this fucking interaction. Like, this is not why we're here. And he's like, all right, we should take our seats. And, like, it just awkwardly goes to sit next to his party members. Okay.
How are they sitting? Like, what order are they in?
So it's like, two round tables put together. Like if you're looking at it from above, like the shape of an 8. Valdemar is at the head of the top round table. To his left and right, immediate left and right, are, Arica and, so many people. Arica and Curtis. And then now, Adamar Scarnetti is kind of, like, sitting in, like, a little bit to the fighters left. So you guys kind of have, like, a whole circular table to sit around. Like that's your circle table to face them.
Sure. Sure. I think perhaps Roland and I take the 2 closest seats in case things get weird.
Are we at a booth or at a table?
It's like
We're at a
2
room.
tables, like in a private room at the back.
Yeah, like a corner table near the door.
Well, no,
Like, still, like, you're in an entire private room. The tables are kind of like in the middle of, just like a small private room. Like, it's pretty nicely appointed. Okay. So again, kind of going back to what he said when you guys first got in here, like, he's hoping you'll tell him about your adventures in the pit. as you guys do or do not, you can tell them however much you want. You guys basically have an opportunity here to do some like social checks on them. We've done some of these before where you're trying to gain influence with these people. We are going to go into, it's about like a 90-minute meal. Basically, you're going to get to roll once every 30 minutes. So let me clear out our turn order. You guys can just drag your tokens onto the map. And we're just going to use this as an order to make checks. You can make one check per round to influence these people. On the first round, you can also make a discovery check in addition to your first roll to see like what skills would endear these people to you more.
What do we roll for that?
It is different for each people. I will tell you which ones to roll for that. That will reveal what skills influence them. But yeah, just regular initiative.
Put my token on the Slayer.
So go to the tab where you have the character sheets.
The
and then
PCs,
just
yeah.
Yeah, and then just drag your like where your character name is, the PC. Drag it over there.
Yeah, don't drag the image. Yeah, you gotta like drag the name. It's a little weird, but Lupin.
Weird.
It's good. I mean, hey, look, if they sponsored us, I wouldn't say no.
Fair. Fair.
I do admittedly, I've used their product for like over 10,000 hours. Like, I do love them. Even if there are parts I don't like as much. Wait, who didn't get in? Did someone not roll?
Oh, I didn't roll.
Oh, okay. I was like, this is only 4 fucking people.
Wow, what is with my dice hit?
I mean, if it makes, like, this is not like a big deal. This is just this is just streamlining our roleplay process here, so it's not pure chaos. All right, the meal begins. They're asking you about your like adventures down there in the pit. Starting with Roland. You can pick one of these 4 people at the table, and let me know which one you're picking, and I'll let you know what you can roll to discover what they like. So we got Chertis, Arika, Adamar, and Caleb.
I'm gonna go for Erica. I think Chertis is a lost cause. I think just like Scarnetti there, we're not. They're not worth anything.
So which one are you doing then? Is Scarnetti something?
Erica first.
All right.
Actually, what did you learn about Caleb?
He
Nexus.
likes being in control of the situation.
I
And
think
he's
the
good
way
at cooling
He's a
his
small guy.
emotions.
I feel like. Are you aiming for Caleb then?
I'm going to, yeah.
All right.
If you want to go for Caleb, though, I can go for Chertis. But
I don't think Chertis is worth it. He seems pretty base level. He's dumb. He fights with his fists, and he's kind of a dick.
fair enough.
That's all we really need to know about the guy.
Fair enough. So
I'm thinking it may just because of the art, so it may be a cheat, but I think he might be the secret 4th member. He might be a
I would
wizard
not
or
be
a caster.
so Caleb then?
No, I'm gonna go for Erica. Just
Erica?
because she seems like of the group, she seems like we could potentially convince her to leave them.
Okay. To learn what type of things would influence Erica, you could make a discovery check using either perception, Sandpoint lore, and society. Those all have different DCs, but I would use what you're best at. Okay, you cleared the DC, albeit barely. You would know, I don't think you know everything that she likes, but you know the following. The best way to get her to open up would be to chat and reminisce about the past, which would be Sandpoint lore. And I think you, just clearing the DC, you get 2 more options. So it's Sandpoint lore, deception, or performance. I mean, she's big into performance. She's a bard.
I think I would sort of look over at Sylvina and sort of like gesture my head to like talk to her. I think she's more up your alley.
I mean, we'll see if I learn what Caleb's into, but I'll keep that in mind.
You do. I mean, you could make a blind check on anyone. You do only get to make one discovery check. So I'd advise you guys to discover different people. So do you want to try one of those skills on her, or just like take a fucking shot in the dark for a skill that would influence somebody?
Is it just like a shot in the dark for anyone?
It's basically
Do I have to name something?
you don't know what skills are good for all of them. Like you now know 3 skills that work for her, which is Sandpoint, Lore, Deception, and Performance. There could be something else that works with her, or you could just pick a skill and be like, I'm gonna try Intimidate on Caleb. Maybe that's one of his skills that works. Maybe it's not. You're not really sure.
Would I be able to hold off until someone else's? Or
You'd be wasting a turn.
okay,
You get 3 chances.
I think either survival or. Do I just go for athletics on? What's his face?
On Churtis?
Sure.
That might
I
that
feel like
might
he'd
be.
like intimidation. I don't know. It could be wrong.
My athletics is higher.
Oh, then maybe. I don't know.
I
Up to
mean,
you.
I'll try athletics on Churtis.
Alright, hit me with it. That is a success. Your influence with Churtis goes up by 1 as you guys kind of trade. Like, he stops eating for a bit to talk to, like, the best ways of winning a fist fight, ways of countering various weapons. Maybe up to you if you want to discuss anything in the pit, like maybe like weapons you've seen in the pit, that kind of thing.
Best way to win a fist fight: bring a sword.
So his goes up by 1 as you gain 1 influence with this pugilist fellow. All right, Sylvina.
All right. I want to discovery check Caleb.
Okay. Your choices to discover with Caleb are Sandpoint lore, perception, or society.
All right, I'll do society. Well, is one of the DCs lower than the others?
Yes.
All right.
I'll leave it up to you to decide. What do you think he would most discover what he likes? Would it be taught Sandpoint lore, or would it be perception, or would it be talking about society?
So society I've got 13, and then Sandpoint lore I've got 11. So I think I should go with one of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which one?
But I'm not sure which seems like it would be more effective for him. I'm gonna try society, I think, because he hasn't been in Sandpoint in a long time, right?
It's been some years, yeah. He's been in Magnamar for a while.
Yeah, I'll go society then.
All right, hit me with it.
I'm gonna hero point that.
Jeez
Sylvina, your rolls
Christ.
today.
Oh my god.
Better.
24.
24 does not succeed. This man is
Okay.
a bit of an enigma.
Sorry, I tried. To be fair, that was an 11 on my highest skill, so this was going to be
Yeah.
unavoidable, I imagine.
He's a tricky guy. Again, same thing as Roland. You could take. I mean, you don't have anything. You could take a shot in the dark with him. I would say. I mean, Roland didn't like tell you what skills to use with Arica, but I think you could assume, like with him pointing her out, that like she probably would be susceptible to things that you're good at. If he's telling you to talk to her. So you could use one of the skills discovered for her, or again, you could take like a blind shot on somebody. And I'll let you. We'll kind of meta knowledge it a little bit here. Like I'll give you the ones that are discovered for other people. I also might not be doing this 100% right, but this is how I run influence encounters. I do
feel
like to go a
it would
bit
be
rogue.
Really funny to just try 9 Hells lore with Valdemar, but I'm not gonna do that.
Intriguing option.
Well, you know, he's a wizard. He might like obscure talk about the 9 Hells. But
It's all about cocytus. That's my favorite.
technically, well, here realistically, he's interested in the pit, which seems loosely to have to do with that sort of thing. And
What? Just
he's
because the
kind
pit
of
is
my
located on
fellow
Devil's
side.
Platter?
Yeah.
It has a devil living in it.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. Up to you. What do you think? I'll remind you that the ones discovered for Arica, she does have others, but the 3 discovered were Sandpoint, Lore, Deception, and Performance.
Yeah. What do you guys want me to do?
I'd say Sandpoint, Laura. You're the only one who has that.
All right, I'll go Sandpoint lore with good then. I am going to use channel points to reroll that.
Good lord, Solvino, what are you doing?
Wow. Oh my.
I'm trying, guys. I am very sorry. I'm really trying.
The dice are taking no prisoners today. Good.
You try to strike up a conversation that just goes nowhere.
Okay.
All right, Gangini.
All right. I guess I'll try to discover on Adamar Scarnetti.
Okay.
I'm running out of people to discover on.
I mean, yeah. At this point, you're either discovering about Churtis or Adamar. To discover about Adamar, you could attempt.
I mean, could we try for Caleb? I guess?
Oh yeah, sorry. I mean, you could.
Do you want
Caleb
to?
was failed, so you could try Caleb.
On what? Society, Sandpoint, Lore, and what else?
Perception.
My best of those is a 9. You
Then I
failed on
wouldn't.
a 13.
Adamar.
Yeah.
Adamar is Perception, Sandpoint, Lore, and Society as well. They're just different values for him.
I mean, Caleb's probably the hardest, to be honest.
I mean, Churtis is also those ones. I think they might all just be those ones. Yeah, sorry, they're all those ones. They're just different DCs for all of them. I have them spread out across like 5 tabs.
I'll take
Yeah,
a
I
crack.
guess
My
I'll try to-
perception.
Go ahead, Beans.
I'll percept Adamar, I guess.
Okay.
Big roller.
He's probably into something. Everyone's into something.
Alright.
Who would you like to influence?
Erica.
Okay, okay.
Performance.
Hell yeah.
That's a really bad roll.
I have channel points if you want to reroll.
I've never had to use channel points, but I'm pretty sure I have them. How does one spend channel points?
Go on
have you
Twitch.
switched running?
Yeah.
And then... Where the fuck is it?
Here, I got you, Bean.
Okay.
There's like click the little symbol that's like my D20 symbol, and it pops up the others. You got it. Okay. Go ahead and give me that reroll.
Okay. It's better. Hopefully about a 23.
That is a success. So we're up to 1 influence on Erica. As the kind of other conversations are falling a little flat, but you talk to her about like music and various like classic songs in the region, and she, for the first time, seems to like brighten up a little bit.
Nice. Okay.
So we're at a 1 influence for Churtis and 1 for Erica. Tarek, who are you discovering?
I'm gonna do my perception on Caleb. 'Cause I have a pretty good perception roll.
Okay. Up to you. If you want to keep it or reroll it before I say my answer.
Solvino, you rolled low. You rolled higher than that and still failed, right?
Yeah, I did.
But she rolled society. And they are, you know, they're different values.
I'm gonna spend a hero point on it. I have one.
Okay.
Risky, but thanks. I am not happy. Right, Tarek is not feeling it right now.
We are blowing this conversation. As I am piloting Lupin, I will leave it up to player consensus. Oh, sorry, I did skip one, yeah. Who do you want to take a shot with? And I don't think it's not metagaming to be like, oh yeah, athletics might work for the fighter. Like, you can do some creative thinking in character here of like what skills might work for these various people. Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Well, what skills do you have that you're good with?
My best one is medicine, and none of these medicine and survival are my best ones, and I don't think those are going to be terribly good for any of this particular crew.
Try survival with Scarnetti.
All right, yeah, I'll try. I will take a shot in the dark and see how survival goes with Scarnetti.
Okay. That is not a success, but I do say you gain the knowledge that that does not seem to be of interest to him.
I kind of figured. Man, our dice are not helping us out today.
Yeah, you guys are getting cooked. Well, there's 2 more rounds.
Does Lupin get to...
Oh, sorry. That's what I was trying to say before. Lupin is... I mean, I'm doing him this session.
What's his perception like?
Plus 12.
I'd say try to brute force Caleb on a discovery, and then try like stealth on Scarnetti.
All right, let's do. If everyone's down, I will do a discovery on Caleb. Go ahead.
Thievery on Scarnetti.
What on?
Thievery on Scarnetti. He is good at thievery. Thievery is 14.
Thievery.
Yeah.
So we're trying to percept Caleb, but then thievery. Scarnetti. Okay. Here's the perception. I have not used either of his hero points yet this session, so I will use one of them.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
What is going on?
The other party is like looking at each other like, wow, this is the most like awkward fucking group of people.
Meanwhile, fucking Shirtus is talking to me about like workout tips.
Yeah, you guys are the only ones having any semblance of a conversation, and it's just about like beating people up.
Gangini and Arika.
That's true. You got There's a conversation about music happening, and a conversation about like lifting happening, and then everything in between is just a fucking wash. All right, Lupin's gonna try thievery on Scarnetti. There we go. A crit success is 2 successful influences on Adamar Scarnetti. I will let you know there are different tiers of information. 2 is one of the tiers. You guys are going to get something out of this now. I'll just tell you what you get as they unlock. So, with 2 influence on Adamar, he begins to brighten up and actually engages with you guys in conversation, like outside of trying to ask you questions about like the pit and other things that like seems like Caleb cares about. He likes chatting with you guys, and after this he's gonna go speak somewhat well of you to his family. You gain +2 with the Scarnettis.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean, I'll take it. That seems decent.
I mean, the less they hate you, the better.
Yeah.
I mean, -3 is better than -5. I will say that does knock you down a tier, so that is good. Okay. Now it is going to be rolling. So round 2.
So we've already discovered Erica.
Erica, I think, is the only one you've successfully discovered.
We discovered Erica and fucking Curtis is an open book.
And it wasn't even all of the ones that Erica likes. Like there were still a couple more.
We rolled so badly on those perception rolls.
And it's the same rolls to discover. It's just different DCs for all of them.
Yeah, like it's different DCs for all of them.
What's been the highest perception so far on Caleb?
It was 23 for society. My highest one was 22.
I have no society. I have
Okay.
perception, society, and what?
I don't think we
Sandpoint?
get to
I think we get another
do
discovery roll.
check again.
Now we just go for it.
Okay. Can I try some occultism with Caleb?
You could try.
I mean, if you could get the 2 for Curtis out of the way,
Yeah, I think that's
Well, what do
probably
we-
better.
What do we think Curtis' other thing is?
I don't think it needs to be something else.
Can I just repeat athletics?
Yeah, you don't. It can be the same one.
And I have athletics as well. All right, well there you go.
That is a critical success.
I'm gonna do a flip and plate armor.
Okay, full backflip.
Standing start.
So you crit, which will up him by 2, bring him to 3. So you cross the influence 2 threshold with him as well. He is impressed by your capabilities, specifically Roland's physical capabilities. And he is going to talk you guys up later when he's hanging out with his old pals. You guys gain 2 with the Bunyip Club.
Oh.
It's useful.
All right. Sylvina.
Alright. I could go for Erika if you guys want, or I could take a shot in the dark at Caleb's.
Can
I
you?
think if he's a wizardy sword, I think your Arcana, like either yours or Gangini's Arcana rolls would be the best for it.
I was thinking either Arcana or Nine Hells, hoping that he... Or Sandpoint lore, I guess.
Up to you.
Like we know Erika, performance works on her, and I can take care of that.
Yeah, but you have
So-
Yeah.
Arcana though.
What's up?
You have the best Arcana though.
That's true.
No, but he also has the best of all the things that are good for Erika, and we don't know that Arcana works for Valdemar.
Right. So you want to try Arcana on him first, and then we can have.
Well, I mean, ideally, I think we want Gangini to keep talking up Erika, right? Valdemar's not necessarily the most important of these guys.
Right, but if we get another success with Erika through.
Gagini is pretty inclined to talk to Erika right now.
If I had any skills, I think that hot goth chick would be into. I'd be talking to her, not fucking Curtis.
All right. What do you think, Sylvina?
What do you guys think? A shot in the dark at Caleb or Erika?
For you?
I think if you're the, I think Caleb is my vote.
All right, and then Arcana or Sandpoint lore or Nine Hells lore.
I think it's Arcana.
All right. Hit me with an Arcana.
There we go.
That's pretty good.
As you kind of talk shop with him about magic, 24 is a success.
Okay. I'll probably talk about I'll probably ask him questions about magic, considering what I do is technically not magic.
That's fair. We talked about the more like esoteric points of mysticism on Galarian.
Yeah.
All right, he's at 1. So I'll say, as we go to Gangini's turn, here's the breakdowns. Caleb is at 1, which means he's 1 away from a influence level. Adamar is at 2. Erica is also at 1. She's 1 away. And Curtis is at 3. There is a second level you can hit with all of them, but you have 2 of them about to be at influence 2.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna round 2 performance for Erika. And I think I figured out channel points if I don't do well here.
Looks pretty good.
pretty good.
26. That's good. That's not enough for a crit, but it is a success. I will say Lupin getting that crit was really clutch because since you guys have bad rep, the DCs for him are higher for Scarnetti.
Oh.
So that is a success. Miss Averton goes up to influence 2. This is a bit more of less of a mechanical thing. So I'm gonna say, as you're the one talking to her, Gangini, give me a perception check on her. As you're trying to sense motive here, trying to get her vibe. Gangini, you think that this, like, meeting, this dinner, is rekindling a bit of, like, a love of adventure for Rika. You think she's kind of, like, she's in a party. It seems a bit dysfunctional. It's not about, like, the thrill of adventuring for her anymore. But she seems to have a growing admiration for you guys as a party. That's not going to mechanically matter right now, but it will matter later.
Okay.
Tarek.
So, the skills that I have a plus 11 athletics. I could try and get Curtis to 4, if that hits his threshold.
I'll tell you right now, 4 is the other threshold. 4 is the max you need. Like, it's influence 2 and influence 4. Like, anything past that is unnecessary.
I think that's my best shot, because my other high-level skills are survival, medicine, and nature, and I guess I have occultism at 9. I don't know, maybe that might do Caleb, but that's... I don't feel like I have a lot to add to this. I mean, you brought the druid to dinner. I mean, this is
Brought the druid to dinner.
I think the best way is to see if we can't I'm gonna try and max out with Curtis this turn.
Was Curtis at... Yeah, Curtis
3 out of 4.
Yeah.
If I succeed, that works. There we go.
Okay. That is another success for Curtis. Gonna bring him to 4. He starts to seem a little bit nervous at your guys' like feats of athleticism and like knowledge of the physical. You guys seem to like have one up on him. And give me a sense motive check on him. Again, this is something that is not an immediate mechanical effect like the others I've told you, but will matter later.
Just Tarek.
Just Tarek, because he just made the check.
No, I'm saying.
I'll say
Tarek.
Roland too, because you've been influencing.
No.
as well.
What I was gonna say was, fucking Roland and Tarek are just JoJo posing in front of him.
Just full lean. It's like, damn, that's crazy. On a 25, Curtis seems a little bit like frightened now, and he's trying to hide his like maybe not frightened, but he's trying to hide this like distinct nervousness with like false bravado now. Like the bravado was real at first, now it's false.
We tell him about the demon we killed.
He kind of snorts a little in disbelief, but you do see that Erica and Caleb look interested in that.
I think, yeah, occultism, I think.
I can try occultism next time, I guess.
That's all I've got. That
I have
might help.
occultism as well.
All right, what do we want?
If we want to focus, what does Lupin have as well?
Lupin's best ones are thievery, stealth, deception, diplomacy, and acrobatics. Those are like all equal.
What are his deception, stealth, and thievery at? Are they all?
They're all 14.
Actually equal? They're all 14.
All 14.
If he could get Adamar potentially all the way,
You'd have
right,
to crit
by
succeed,
himself.
right?
He'd have to.
Because we've got one more round after.
That's
this.
true. You do have one more round. There's 3 rounds.
Yeah,
So if he
maybe.
gets a success on Adamar, and he gets a success again, that could get Adamar to 4.
All right.
I'm good with that. Yeah.
He'll go with a thievery on him then.
Nice.
He's still at a -1. It is not a crit, but that does go up by 1.
Cool.
So Adamar is at 3.
You have the 2 burglars just talking shop.
Yeah. All right. Final round. Roland's up first.
So we're done with
I'll tell you now, there's no point doing anything past influence 4.
Yeah.
Like, there's not any mechanical benefit.
My other best skills are intimidation, survival, and I have diplomacy, but and occultism. But
I mean,
think
if you got occultism,
we know
maybe try
occultism.
it
Yeah.
on Caleb. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could try. I mean,
I'm gonna channel points to that.
Okay. He seems less
Did one
interested
again.
in your occult conversation than he was with Sylvina's Arcana.
Okay.
Sylvina?
Right. I guess I'll try Arcana
Okay.
again. Does anyone have a channel point?
Jesus.
I got you. I got you.
Right.
Y'all are lucky we're doing this as a stream with channel points. Holy fuck.
We're doing what we can with rolls.
My cat is fully just licking my foot right now. What are you doing?
Alright, 24 again. 24 again.
Okay. That'll get him to 2.
I think this time I'll talk about Thassalon stuff.
He is frankly a little impressed. He's like, and do you guys think you've been throwing in details about, like, this is what we've done in the pit so far to, like, show off?
I would not mention the ghost stone, but I would talk a little bit about that stuff.
Okay. I think he seems pretty impressed, like, with, you know, your talk about, you know, rolling Arcana, and like your accomplishments so far in the pit. And he kind of laughs. He's like, I must say, I'm quite impressed. He kind of pats his baggy pants, then reaches into his red vest. And he's like, "Here, I got a little present for you, something to show you that we care about our fellow adventurers." He pulls out a silver key with a skull for, like, the end of it, like the non-key end. Give me an Arcana check on it. All right. This is a standard skeleton key. You can use it in place of thieves' tools. It gives you a +2 item bonus on the thievery check. It does break if you crit fail. You can also attempt to pick a lock that you haven't rolled on yet, and it casts knock before you enter. So it once per day, it just, like, unlocks a non-magical door.
Put that in the bag for Lupin.
Yeah, Lupin's been making out like a bandit lately.
A little bit. All right.
All right. Cool. All right, that's Sylvina's one. Gangini. You'd have to crit on Erica to get her to the next level because she needs 2 successes. Adamar needs 1, but Lupin can probably take care of that. Caleb also needs 2. There are 3 of you guys have a turn left.
So
I think my best chance of critting is definitely on Erica, and I think I figured out how to use channel points, so I'm willing to use those.
because I do not have Arcana trained, so I have a feeling Caleb's gonna be what we get unless I. Yeah.
Right, but I think I try for Erica.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
30 performance is acquirable.
Yeah. Sure.
How about a 33?
Yeah, like that.
The DC for critting a performance for her is 31, so that is a success.
Yeah. All right.
All right. You bring her up all the way, last fucking second down to the wire to the next tier. As you're sitting there, we're gonna change up the music here a little bit. She takes a deep breath And then, kind of unexpectedly, she shares her experience in the pit. Her companions kind of become quiet and alert. For despite their best attempts, it seems clear that they've never gotten her to share this story. She's never told this story. As she talks to you guys, the beginning of her story, it seems like she, went through with her first party into a lot of the same places you guys did, like the Whistlefang Goblin Den, like the spider habitat, this like weird temples below ground. But she tells you the end of her tale comes when she tells you that the rest of my group, they decided they were ready to delve below the fog line. Now, you guys know the line is about 30 feet down from the surface, a bit more than that. You guys have not crossed the fog line yet. They wanted to, they descended nearly 100 feet down the slick ledges. And they were attacked. She kind of like looks at everyone, like clearly worried that people are going to be like, okay, this is fucking a bullshit story. But she swallows and tries again. She's like, they were attacked by the Sandpoint devil. I'll admit, I didn't see it clearly. I didn't really see it. But the state that it left my good friend Olsemper, it messed me up for a while. It's still messing me up, but I'm trying to work past it. I managed to get away. She's kind of glossing over the story a bit now. It seems she's getting more and more comfortable about like her frantic escape from the pit. It's like the Sandpoint Devil was distracted. It was it ate their bodies. I see she pauses there and pulls out a strand of like prayer beads that she's keeping in her, like she's kind of like fingering them between her thumb and forefinger. Anyone can be a religion check at this point.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Selena.
Good lord, Sylvina.
I have enough for one more reroll, but I think
No.
Roland might have got it.
Roland, I don't think you see like anything like what fucking god this is or anything. But you do recognize that those are like a strand of holy prayer beads. They are kind of like a focus for casting divine spells. And once you're attuned to them, you probably might have seen some of these on clerics where you served. When you cast like divine spells through them, they heal you as you cast them. You would also know that like in times of great need, they have been known to like cast like even higher level spells. Like without using a slot of yours. Stuff like bless, divine wrath, remove disease, things like that. But anyway, as she holds those beads, she kind of regards you all for a moment, looks down at the beads, and I mean, you're the closest one to her, Gangini. She hands the beads to you. Look, I can't really use these. I don't have any holy magic of my own. They used to belong to my friend Olsemper, the one whose body that I saw clearly. But keeping it on me only brings back bad memories, and maybe it'll bring you luck in the pit like I had when I got away. Do you take it from her, Gangini, as she offers it?
It's for divine magic. Tarek, you are not divine magic, are you?
Primal.
Primal. We can.
But it also
I'm
seems
inclined
like,
to-
I mean, even if you're like, it seems she's offering it as like a good luck charm too.
Right.
And-
I will take it, and I will try to comfort her after taking it.
Okay.
Like, just assure her that, like, she didn't do anything wrong. What she did was, reasonable in the situation she was in. She was just in a bad situation. That type of stuff.
Also, now that we're done with her, I'm shocked no one, or like done with her round of this combat, basically. Shocked no one brought up her mom.
Well, I think if they weren't on good terms, I don't think any of us really wanted to
It's fair. It's fair.
Open up wounds.
provoke that. Yeah.
I thought someone would go there. I'm just saying. I don't know. Okay. So you have that. Who took the? You guys took the key, but then passed it over to Lupin. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on. I would say if you want to give me a diplomacy check, Gangini, try to offer her some comfort while the conversations continue.
Might be channel pointing.
Up to you.
I mean, how many points do you have?
Me. Hey, we did it. Okay.
I have enough for one more reroll if we need it. Hey.
All right.
Okay.
She at first kind of like resists, and then is just like happy to receive this comfort and like has like some deep conversations with you. See, the rest of her party looks like shocked. Like this, she literally never talks like this. All right, Tarek. It's Caleb at 2 and Adamar at 3.
I'll leave Adamar to Lupin.
Okay.
Best I've got.
Guys might be able to squeak this out at the end. It's getting close.
Yeah, best I've got is 14 on medicine or survival. I'm gonna take a shot in the dark at Caleb, I think, because if the other if occultism, just like his interest in magic seemed pretty much entirely on the arcane, not in other forms of magic.
I mean, he seemed into the you guys just fucked up the occult roll. Like that might have been possible.
And if that's the case, I'll take my shot at nature then, since that's my magic skill. So, all right, here we go. Call it a success, but probably not a critical. I'm not gonna reroll that because I would like. Oh, I guess it's either critical or nothing, isn't it?
You'd need to roll a nat 20 for it to.
I'll let it sit. Better that than risk damaging things by accidentally re-rolling into a nat 1.
And this is on Caleb?
Yeah, so talking, other forms of magic beyond, of that of the natural world with him.
He seems dismissive of primal magic.
That was my shot.
Like, he kind of feigns interest, but...
That, privately, that would probably rub Tarek the wrong way. But
yeah, that's fair. It could very well rub him the wrong way.
I mean, again, yeah. Anyways, I'll take my channel.
In the dark.
I didn't have anything that was going to be tremendously useful in this, so I've got my reroll for Lupin if he needs it.
He also has 1 hero point left, and you guys will get another hero point at the end of this encounter.
Okay.
All right, I mean, he's gonna try thievery again. That is a success. Very clutch on Lupin's part.
I feel like they're just comparing.
Feast or famine day.
Yeah, I feel like they're just comparing heists at this point.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Okay.
I think we've done well. Not perfect.
Yeah.
But overall, I think
you did pretty good.
All of them came. We've maxed out 3 of the 4, and the other one at least came away positive.
This is gonna be another one of those ones that is like a sense motive moment. So I'm gonna do that on, with Lupin. Adamar. Right. It seems, I think, Lupin presumably relays this to you guys later. It would seem to Lupin that Adamar has realized that you guys are competent to the point of it being dangerous. And with that realization, 1, it puts him a little on edge, But two, it definitely generates some respect. Like he's like, okay, these people know what the fuck they're doing, and I can deal with that. All right, we are out of this combat right now. You guys are gonna get 10 XP for each NPC that reached level influence 2 and 20 for each that reached 4. So 20, 40, 60, 70 XP total.
Sorry, say again. 70? 80?
70.
70.
70, okay. Not bad.
As the dinner comes to an end, Caleb is like, I want to thank you all for a lovely time. I appreciate you all coming out here, accepting our invitation, and I wish you luck on your future adventures. Well, everyone, let's get some rest. Gotta get bright and early tomorrow. You see that they kind of split up. It looks like they're heading in different directions as they leave the room. Does anyone try to watch where they're going or follow any of them?
Could I, while like before she leaves, ask Erica if she would be interested in doing a duet sometime?
Yeah, I think on that nat 20, she kind of hesitates and she's like, I've been a bit more into the somber stuff lately, like dirges and funeral marches, but maybe it could be fun to mix it up.
Maybe you could just need you. Man, that was so smooth in my head. I was just gonna. Maybe you need to find some solace in Sandpoint, which is the name of that song I wrote earlier.
She kind of chuckles. She's like, I did hear some music drifting through town earlier. Look, why don't we come to the Rusty Dragon tomorrow for lunch? Maybe we can get a few coins.
Absolutely.
All right.
I think that Caleb speaks Thessalonian?
Ooh. I think that's up to you as a player. Like, he's a wizard. He's learned.
Okay.
If you want to take that shot, shoot your shot.
All right, I'm gonna say to Caleb in Thessalonian and hope he understands. Do you want to get drinks? And the first one to get too drunk to keep speaking Thessalonian pays.
You see he blinks at you and he's just like, do you need something from me? You trying to get a reaction out of me? What are you saying?
No, I was just hoping to have a fun drinking game with you. If you spoke Thessalonian or some out there language that I also speak.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go.
Sure.
Perhaps I'll see you around. He leaves the Rusty Dragon.
I'm just gonna say to probably Tarek and Roland, who are still here. It seems he does not speak Thessalonian.
I think most people don't speak Thessalonian.
Well, he's a wizard. I thought he might.
He might not be a wizard.
That's true. No,
I think even that Tarek's kind of shtick is just like usually being the one on observation. I think he might not. I think he would probably just like not be like hostile about it, but just kind of or follow them actively. But as they part ways, just perception to see kind of what directions they're heading.
Okay. Give me a stealth check. And then once you roll that, roll perception.
I'm gonna spend my
Jesus.
or my All right, I'm gonna spend my
Oh,
correctly
sweet
earned,
Pharasma. What are we doing?
I'm gonna spend my correctly earned hero point on that.
Yep, you guys did earn one at the end of the encounter.
Didn't matter. All right, if they see me, that's fine. I'm just like, I'm not following them. I'm not looking hostile. I'm just
Taking note.
taking note.
Okay.
What are my rolls today?
I think they notice you. Churtis flips you off and just kind of brazenly heads over to the Pixie's kitten, or in that direction. Adamar notices you and kind of like vanishes into the shadows, like clearly just like trying to hide now. Caleb sees you, winks, rounds the corner, and I think if you round the corner after him.
I'm not following any of them.
Okay. Then he just winks and rounds the corner.
I'm not. I wasn't looking to be overtly hostile about it. I'm just curious. And I think with that, he'd shrug, finish chugging whatever drink he has, and probably walk out with a leg of ham or something and head down towards his beach, his front place on the beach.
All right. People can go to their various. Oh, okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Sylvina's probably just gonna go to the main area and just kind of have a good time drinking and carousing and such.
Yeah, for sure. You guys go to your various places, drinking, going down to the beach to eat ham by yourself. All the greatest hits.
I think after that, Tarek just wants to. That kind of encounter is extremely uncomfortable for him.
Okay. As sorry, I was looking at something else. Because they're like his art for Caleb's portrait. I'm realizing it's just not in the thing for some reason. That's bizarre. I guess they forgot to put that one in. I'll send it to you guys later. It was on the notes section at the end of the book, which was maybe why they didn't do it. As you guys drift off into your various sleeps, be it a drunken stupor, relaxing sleep to the sound of the waves, however you do it, all of you guys are plagued by nightmares tonight. I'd say everyone give me just a perception check to see how much you hold on to that as you wake up, at a -5. Sylvina, come on. Sylvina blacks out, doesn't remember the dream.
Maybe Sylvina just didn't sleep.
Just stayed up the whole time.
I think Sylvina just like stayed up the whole time, first getting drunk and then just like with someone.
I mean, hey, if you want to give yourself the fatigue condition, be my guest.
Sure.
Okay, that's very thematic. I think that's a cool idea.
I think that's what would happen to Sylvina.
What a way to miss this. That's incredible. Okay, Grangini, I think you just remember like the sensation that like you had some bad dreams, but they kind of fade away in that like sense that, like a lot of dreams do. It doesn't like it sticks with you for like a second when you wake up and then just like a water through a sieve.
Okay.
On the dual 29s there for Tarek and Roland, I think you guys both have nightmares about, it doesn't have to be a family member, but I think you each have a nightmare about someone in your life, not recently, like someone who used to be in your life that you cared about. You have like frightening nightmares of them dying and just feeling like a gray sense of despair afterward. I'll leave that up to you guys who you think those people might be. You can send it to me if you want. It's not entirely necessary, but that is like the type of dream you both have. So like someone from your past that you cared about dies in rather like gruesome ways. All right. As you guys wake up the next morning, or indeed stay up to see the dawn and the doves begin to coo, let me mark down. You guys have like 2 days left on this block.
How did Lupin roll for that?
Sorry. Let me roll for Lupin. There's a lot of back end notes on this part of the campaign. Let's see. Perception. I would say about the same.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll something here. All right. As you guys wake up, or whether you're going to breakfast, whatever, a troubled local is going to seek you guys out. Specifically, I think she probably finds you down at the beach, Tarek.
Great. And I motioned her to stop before she steps on one of my pitfalls.
Okay. She stops a little farther back.
Okay. Then I'll step forward. Yes.
Oh, sorry to bother you. I'm Vodger McGravy.
Okay.
Put that in the chat. She's like, I'm a server over at Reese's place. You know that's like a local tavern / cafe.
Okay.
Specifically, remind myself what number that is. That's number 13 on the map. So it's just over here, kind of near the cathedral.
Okay. Kind of makes sense. She's seen us coming and going.
She's kind of like wringing the hem of her apron. She's like, I'm a server over at Reese's place. Look, we don't open up for lunch for a couple of hours. I was wondering, could you come by before we open? You and your friends. Well, y'all have been doing some heroics around town, and I know Sandpoint's no stranger to local heroes, but you're the band of them that I can find, you know?
Can I make a perception check? See what? Be scared? Are we being set up for something?
Yeah.
Something's 100%.
Give me a check.
Finally.
You don't get the sense that she's trying to trick you or anything like that. You get the sense that you look closely at her. First of all, she has bags under her eyes. She's clearly not been sleeping well. She seems distressed, distraught, maybe mourning something, but most of all, she's afraid. And she's wondering if you all can do something about it. Clearly she needs adventurers. She hasn't said exactly what it is, but this isn't a trick. This is her being afraid and needing people to come deal with this.
Tarek, all right, come on. Let's meet the others at the Rusty Dragon, and we'll head over. So I think, I'm assuming the Rusty Dragon is our usual morning meetup spot.
Yeah, so you can gather them and head over to Reese's place before it opens.
Do we have time to try the Hellstorm first?
You'd be cutting it really close before this place opened.
Let's go ahead and talk with
first.
The Hellstorm's not going anywhere.
Yeah. I think when you all see Sylvina, first of all, she probably comes down from one of the rooms in the inner tavern.
I thought you were saying from the roof, she's just up there till dawn.
No. And clearly looks like
Like, obviously hasn't slept.
yeah, like very disheveled and not put together.
That's so fucking crazy.
Probably you guys encounter her while she is trying to get home so she can, get ready for the day.
I think this doesn't actually accomplish anything, but I would say like Tarek gives her like a coffee chew or something like that, like whatever he would use to like if he needs to stay awake. No mechanical effect, just like some natural thing that he would do as a solution.
Yeah.
Oh, and well, for those of us who slept, we do get hit points back, right?
You still have what?
Yeah.
Sorry.
For those of us who slept, we do get hit points back, right?
Yeah. Lupin gets another 6.
I was already at full.
Roland gets another 6.
Isn't it con?
Oh, sorry.
4,
Six times whatever your con is, so I assume high.
Yeah, in my case, I'm at full health again.
Same.
Okay. Well, good. Lupin is the only one who's not right now. You guys enter. She kind of like leads you all in, and she's like, "Look, the one you should really talk to is my sister, Lanley." You guys see a woman turn around, and like clearly she's like in the middle of like making plans with like the chef, like like setting out tables, like she's doing like prep work for a restaurant. Vodger, what's going on? Why is a popular in fucking group of adventurers in here? And Vodger's like, look, I thought they could help. We can't keep doing this. Something's obviously wrong. She's like, God, Vodger, we've had some bad. It's fucking fine, all right. Look, I appreciate that the rest of you came out here and did this, but it's really fine. You guys can go.
I also do a perception check.
Yeah, for sure.
He is sense motive.
Yeah.
Are we all there with him? Or?
Yeah, you guys are all there. They pick you up on the way. Like, you guys can make a perception check on her, too. Okay. 20, 21, 23. At 11. Jesus Christ, Selvina.
Still hungover.
What an insane session of rolls for you. I think you notice at least some of the same things that you saw on Vodger. Lanley is like clearly not been sleeping well. She's trying to like have this like put together self, but also clearly mourning something. What do you guys do?
Should I know information that I remember from reading through the entire document of the player's guide?
Give me a Sandpoint local check.
Okay. Because I'm now remembering what the deal is with what it says in there for that. 20.
Oh, you would remember that Risa, the woman who first opened this place, passed away recently. And I think you also know that like their family has a tradition of making like magically enhanced meals that are like particularly good.
Okay. I think I'll just say
it's definitely like
my best.
Not made. It's like this is like very like minor. It's like hedge made shit.
Yeah, I think I will say, and really trying my best not to seem like too tired and recently had sex.
She kind of like raises an eyebrow at you.
Literally. I remember when I was younger, coming here often to have food made by your mother, and the least we can do for a family that has so recently experienced a loss and that is really a pillar of Sandpoint is try to help you out.
All right, give me a diplomacy check based on that statement.
I have points.
Does anyone have? Oh, I have a hero point actually.
Oh yeah.
See if I can get higher than a 2 this time.
Yes.
She kind of like looks up at the ceiling, she's like rolling up silverware and some napkins, puts the bundle down, a like clink of silverware on fabric. Okay. Vajra's right. I've been having some dreams, and I've been trying to ignore them so I can focus on running the tavern. Brisa's is... I don't want to let it, fail now that Mom's dead. But... Look. The dreams I've had lately are unsettling. The location changes, different spots in the city, out in a field, fucking at the beach. But it's always I'm looking at my looking for my mother. And when I find her, she's got her back to me. And of all things, she's milking a cow. I try to get her attention, I call out to her, and then the cow looks back at me, and you see she's like trying, like obviously like embarrassed by this. The cow looks back to me and says in Mom's voice, "They wear us when we dream." I'm gonna put that in chat for you guys. After a moment after that, my mom stands. She slowly turns to face me. She's like very like purposely like, trying to not make eye contact with you guys right now. And when she does, she always not every time she knocks over the milk bucket as she turns. And oh my god, when the milk pail spills, it's not milk. It's hundreds of little wood lice that scuttle out of the pail. Already a little makes my skin crawl a little bit, but as Mom turns, her body, she like clears her throat, and Vajra like puts a hand on her shoulders, like it's all right. Like they've seen some crazy stuff in the pit. I'm sure it'll be fine. She's like waves her sister. I was like, look, her body begins to shift. It bulges, splitting open from the back of her skull and down to her shoulder blades, and it lets something out. There's this noxious smell of rancid milk, and I always wake. Vadra's like, "You wake up screaming." She's like, "Yes, thank you, Vadra. I wake up screaming before I can really see what it is that's wearing my mom's body." Look, my mom always talked a lot of crazy things. I know we're hedge mages, we can do some minor magic, and she's like, "It's fine, just tell them what Mom said." Look, our mom, Risa, claimed that she could travel to other worlds when she dreamed. She believes, I believe now, that dreams are warnings from my mom. And for a while, I started to believe that maybe she was alive, or maybe just trapped somewhere. She's like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Like that can't be the case. And I want to make like medicine checks, magic checks, like Arcana stuff on her. Like see if anything is up here.
I feel like occultism would be useful.
Sure.
But I'm gonna make a medicine check since I have a better skill on that.
Yeah.
Do you guys want me to go occultism, or would maybe religion make sense? What do you think?
I think given that roll, maybe go religion.
Well, I still can't roll.
Well, all right, fair enough. Then
Doesn't matter.
Pointless discussion, truly.
I'm so sorry,
Four.
Nick.
I think
Fine.
Um, Tarek, it doesn't look like she's suffering for any particular malady. You and Gangini kind of confer with each other, and Roland, like you and Gangini confirm, like, this doesn't seem like an arcane effect. Roland, like, you've seen people be cursed by, like, devils and stuff in the past. She doesn't seem cursed. She doesn't seem sick. She doesn't seem like she's being haunted. It by all accounts, doesn't make sense.
Can I remember about my dream I just had?
Yeah.
Like,
Do you bring it up to her?
well, where did my dream take place?
I think it was on a personal thing, wasn't it? It was like it was very different.
I would say up to you. I mean, where do you think wherever, like, you would have been with someone you cared about in the past? It could have been where you fought before. It could have been, like, when you were traveling. I'd say it's up to you.
I'd say probably like one of the former Crusaders.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think that makes sense.
Yeah, and I think for Tarek's case, it's just before he left his tribe. It's a burning show on T camp, dead show on T everywhere, dead orcs at his feet, his brother among them.
Makes sense. Do you bring those up? Either of you bring those up to her?
Yeah.
She's like,
Tarek would have.
that's interesting.
How often do you have these dreams?
Pretty frequently. I would say if anyone wants to, give me a religion check as well.
Can I make another religion check?
You already made one, so I don't think so. Well, actually, this is on something different, so sure. Okay.
There you go.
Solvina and Roland, what she's describing is not dissimilar to a phenomenon that people believe is caused by Desna. She doesn't really ever, as a goddess, claim that it's her doing this, but she is called the Great Dreamer. And you know that there are people who, members of various religious orders of Desna, refer to as simply dreamers. Often either being able to scry some prophetic meaning in dreams, or even just having dreams that help them interpret reality around them. Almost like some people do say that, like, dreams in real life, like some people, a common prevailing theory around dreams is like it helps us sort out, like, and file memories and experiences into subconscious. Like a more active version of that. Like she's doing that and, like, able to analyze it with those abilities. Yeah, I think you and Roland will both have heard of that at least.
We have, I think maybe Tarek and I, because I think we had similar nightmares. Should go talk to Father about this. See what he has to say.
Give me a diplomacy check. A pretty easy DC.
Shit. Did we get a hero point from that dinner?
We did.
You did, yeah.
Okay.
I blew mine needlessly, but we did.
I blew mine needlessly.
Before, sorry, diplomacy. You said.
Yeah. Pretty low DC though.
Gonna use
hero
my
point.
point.
Okay, it's DC 15. She's like, yeah, all right. Look, Vajra, can you finish setting up for the day? She's like, yeah, go talk to Father DeSantis. As you guys see her kind of head out. First of all, I'm going to give you guys 40 XP for hearing about the dreams and kind of soothing her as well. So 40 XP total, 20 for each of those things. All right. So, what do you guys do with the rest of your day?
I had an arranged meeting.
Yes. At
Eureka.
for lunch, you go with Erika. Give me a performance check. She'll roll hers as well. Let's see. Let's see
My
if she can
goodness.
keep up. She gets a 33, right there in step with you.
Man, you guys are killing it.
Yeah, I'd say you guys make like honestly a good haul, like probably like 20 gold.
Nice.
That's a lot for just like bar patrons. At the end of the performance, she will turn. She's like, oh, "We got some scouting to do in the region. I don't know if my group's actually gonna go to the pit, and maybe some missions in Magnamar, but we're not gonna be gone. I'll see you around."
All right, I look forward to it.
She kind of like looks at you and like goes like at first goes like to wave, and then just like very awkwardly like gives you a hug. Before she's like like very palely, like Erica is like just look at that pale like complexion. She's like blushes and leaves.
All right, we take those.
we take those, boys. We take those. Yeah. So clearly, made some good headway with Erica here. Then you guys said you also wanted to try to hit the Hellstorm focus as well.
Yeah, we did want to try and activate the flume today.
All right, I got another hero point. Let's see how bad I messed this up now.
Guidance.
All right, am I just doing this, Ben?
Go for it.
I got guidance.
You got guidance. You got a hero point. It's only a 29 for you.
All right, I will use the hero point.
Ooh. That's about right for today. You guys are so close. Like you're like, "Ah, we're almost there. Like we know what we need to do. Just gotta be able to do it."
I used all the performance checks.
Yeah, you did smash on the performance checks. Which, I mean,
Next
hey,
skill
maybe winning her over would be good. I believe only one person can attempt to focus it a day.
Yeah, it's 1 per day for everybody. Fine.
Yeah.
Can I play it a jaunty tune? Maybe that'll.
You jam out to a jaunty tune. It doesn't do anything, but you do it.
Yeah. One of these.
Since at least dinner, we have rolled 10 natural ones.
That is fucking crazy.
How many of them have been mine?
Let me go back.
You had to have had at least like 5 natural ones this session, minimum.
My gut feeling is like 6.
Yeah, fucking for real. All right.
So far, I've seen 4 of them. I think, but that's not. I can't. I'm not going. I don't want to open the window that has like all the chat entries since all for all time. But
Yeah, no worries.
Melvina, you have had at least 4 natural ones. All of us have had our share.
Jesus Christ.
Alright, well.
That's the thing that happened.
Is there anything. So, I think we're going to look a bit more into this, right? This.
Yeah, the dream
situation
stuff.
with-
Let's go. Yeah, let's go talk to Father Xanthos.
All right. All right. As you go, so you go to talk to Father Xanthos. What do you guys bring to him? What information? He kind of welcomes you in.
Ask him about the dreams if he knows.
Yeah,
anything.
I think we might even start asking him if he had any odd dreams last night.
We roll that in the dice tray. Okay. It's like, I dream many an odd dream for Desna, but I can't say I've had any dreams as you have described them to me. On that roll, okay. I mean, it sounds like I spoke to her earlier after you all met with her, but it sounds like Risa's daughter might be a dreamer. Although why she keeps having the same premonition analysis, I don't know. But well, I don't know if this has anything to do with it. But there have been some troubling rumors of late. Are you all familiar? There's countless secret societies in Varizia, but are you familiar with the Midnight Dawn?
Alright.
I don't think you guys have heard much about them.
Nothing I'm familiar with. No, nothing I'm familiar with.
They're I'm not exactly sure what they want, but they seem fanatical, and by all accounts, they have done some heavy research into Orv. Are you familiar with the Darklands at all?
I know slightly of them. We met some, oh, help me, Ben. Who are the people we encountered?
Caligini.
Pellegrini, yeah. No, in passing, I suppose.
They do move. They live a bit closer to the surface. The Darklands, they exist in three layers, three regions. The uppermost, Narvoth, kind of a wilderness area of the Darklands. Then there is Sekamina, this network of underground tunnels that spans the continents around Galarian. Below even that is the lowest level, Orv. It's mysterious, it's dangerous, and if they're interested in it, it can't be good. There are, by all accounts, they call the caverns there vaults, and these are caverns as such that you may never have seen. They are enormous. Caverns with oceans, jungles, artificial suns, civilizations beneath the world. It may be a stretch, but the midnight sun, these dreams at night, perhaps they are connected. I've tried to get more information on them, but so far, I and my priests have not come up with much.
Who do you think might know? What type of individual do you think would be?
He kind of like rests his chin on his hands as he sits behind his desk. Well, you asked for an individual. I don't know if it's not an individual. I don't know if it would even matter to you, but I do hear that they have a strong presence in Magnamar's underworld. If any of you are, I don't know if I don't think any of you are from the city there, but
Eric just blinks.
Can we talk to you somewhere private, maybe?
yeah, I mean, you're just like in his office. It's about as private as it's gonna get.
Okay. There is someone from Magnamar in town at the moment.
Oh, I mean, we get a lot of
Over-
merchants coming from Magnamar. It's not unheard of.
It's a bit sensitive.
kind of frowns and leans back in his chair. He's like, what do you mean sensitive?
Caleb is in town.
He kind of like looks up at the window. He's like, Caleb. You mean?
Valdemar.
Oh, the young scion of the Valdemar house.
Yes.
I mean, Valdemars have come to town from time to time before. They were from here, long ago.
Yes.
They do live in Magnamar, though. Do you think he's connected to this?
I have no way of saying for sure, but I find it would be odd that he comes to town and suddenly everyone's having bad dreams, and he's from the same city where this cult is.
It also apparently has some arcane talents.
Does anyone know how long he's been in town?
I mean, it sounded like that party got there pretty recently. Like when you were using diplomacy to gather information, it sounded like they came into town pretty quickly. Or
they came into town after we had left.
Yeah, so like
how long?
A couple days at most.
Yeah, and we had the dreams basically immediately upon returning, or at least you all did.
How long has what's her face been having the nightmares?
Lonely.
A lot longer than they've been in town. It sounds like.
But her nightmares could also be premonitions, right? We've already...
Potential. It's hard to say. Like, dreamers are about as far from an exact science as you could be.
Yeah, but my concern is that you all had bad dreams. Maybe not the same dream, but... Right after we had dinner with King.
I think we should go have a word with him.
I'd rather not upset him and his...
Not yet.
Party without proof.
We don't have to accuse him of anything. We can go ask him.
This, Midnight Dawn. You said they're a cult?
I honestly am not sure. Like, maybe a cult or just a criminal organization. Like I said, I couldn't find much information, but I had only looked into them recently, just as I'd heard more rumors about town that they were here.
Then it may be in our interest to go talk with some of our own underbelly.
I suppose that could yield more results. All right. If I hear any more, I can inform you, but that's about all I really know. Is there anything else?
Not at the
I
moment.
don't think so. Unless the rest of you have something.
Not just yet.
Sounds like we should try and speak with the Bunyips, perhaps.
We're still not exactly in their good graces. Better, but...
I think
Good.
we're wasting our time if we don't go speak to him. What was his name again?
Caleb?
Caleb?
Caleb.
We're wasting our time if we're not speaking to Caleb. It's pretty clear what's going on here.
You guys just don't know where Caleb is.
But accusing him of
I'm not saying we go and accuse him. I say we go talk to him.
Get some information.
If we talk to him and he is guilty, he will likely be able to sway the town against us more effectively
need to play this
Only
carefully.
way that- Exactly.
He's got, again, remember, he has connections with both the Scarnettis and is a founding house himself. And as much as I detest the power games the civilized folk here oftentimes play, it doesn't change the fact that he can twist that against us very easily.
However, that's not to say talking with him could be entirely fruitless. I imagine there are ways we can make it work.
We have to be careful.
We would. But if perhaps we said that we found something relating to this Midnight Dawn in it,
Perhaps we should do more research on them, know a little bit more what we're dealing with.
might be wise.
How far is Magdamore? It's like a day's ride.
Let me consult the regional map. Hold on. Inner sea. Where's my inner sea shit? There's my inner sea stuff. It is the closest of the big cities of Erizia to you, I know. Yeah, probably like a day's ride, day and a half maybe.
Do ghouls live in the Darklands?
Probably. A lot of things live down there that are creepy. You would, I think,
Alright.
good assumption that they might live down there. They like tunneling, so.
In that case, I might wander a little bit away from the group, and just do a whisper on the winds of a warning to Wolgar that there are people in town who may be interested in descending into the Darklands if that affects him.
I think he'll reply to you with just like
And
a.
trying to kind of give him not so much asking him for what's going on, but give him a warning that, like, I don't know if this is going to, they're going to come after you or not, but there are these people who seem interested in the Darklands.
I think with that phrasing, he'll probably hit you back with like a, like, thanks for this information. Intriguing. Don't know what they would want. We'll keep an eye on it. Right, you guys keep doing. We're heading closer to nighttime. Anything else happening during the day?
How much time have we got left? Do we have
Before
time
it
to
gets
do, like,
dark?
Do we have time to do one of the downtime activities, or have we pretty much used up the day?
Oh, I'd say you could do a downtime activity.
I was thinking about maybe trying to see if I could help the medicine woman again, see if I could get us Curious a little bit of favor with the town, but if not, then does anybody else here in the party have something they think we should want to do?
I mean, I would probably just check if Kay needs any work being done while I'm in town.
Let me double check the downtime activities.
One of the other things I think one thing before he does, if he can do this quietly, or perhaps if he can, I don't have the soaring shape yet, I can't do this. Herrick will go nearby to Reese's place. And like most of the other places, they have a ladder that goes up to the roof.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my wild form, or my untamed form. Just going to use pest form for this, and quickly dash up the ladder up to the roof.
Okay. You shift and head up there.
Do I see burnt footprints on the roof?
Give me a perception check. You don't see any up here.
Alright. Come back down, and then when I'm out of sight, I'll return to my form.
Okay.
I just had a hunch. I was wondering if they might have been getting a visitor.
No, that's fair.
fireworks or a gunshot?
From where you are.
Yeah.
Hopefully firework.
I imagine it's fireworks. I mean, you know around where I am then. Like,
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like probably fireworks.
yeah.
Okay. You all are going around town doing these things. It almost like you're trying to get help. You're trying to help.
Yeah, I was just trying to ingratiate us a little better with. I was gonna help out the medicine woman. Like,
Yeah,
I
it's
tried
like
to do
give
it
me
before, I just rolled it.
give me a medicine check.
There we go. Better this time.
Okay. Well, you help the townsfolk up a little bit. Raise your stuff up with them to 7. Okay.
I think Tarek would be would be a little bit invested in at least calming fears about him, since I think folks are probably a bit nervous around him still.
That makes sense. I think that would be a good focus for him. Are you guys
He's a healer, not a
giant
axe wielding maniac?
Are you guys still looking for? Are you guys gonna look for the bunyip tonight or no? The bunyip club, I mean.
Do we have a need to seek them out, right?
With Lupin.
Yeah, that would probably be fair.
Okay.
And so I think for me, just besides seeing if Kay has any tasks that need doing, just probably.
I'd say if you want to give me diplomacy for Kay, see if you can get some tasks done for her. Talking to people. Nope. It takes you a little long time to do this, so we're not going to gain any favors here. I don't think you necessarily fail. It just like takes you like long.
What is with my roll?
The roll 20 is taking no prisoners tonight.
As you guys kind of wind down, I assume starting to head back to your various places tonight. Whoops, let's do that. That's not the one I wanted. Where is it? There you go. As you guys begin to wind down for the night, you all look around. It's lovely, nighttime in Sandpoint. The light hits the water. As you guys are approaching your various domiciles, you all hear a echoing cry, a roar, some disgusting mix of like a howl and like scratching on chalkboards. As you guys from your various parts of the city, and I'm gonna say go ahead and on this map, we're not gonna do the full scale Sandpoint map right now, but place your characters about where they would be. I think probably near some of the bars down here. Well, near the docks for Lupin.
Now, given that he wouldn't be jumping down the cliff, I think Tarek would be working his way down towards the beach.
Where's the brothel?
Over here.
Brothel's down here.
Somewhere in that lower right corner, I remember exactly.
It's 43.
Is it 43? Okay, down there.
Yeah.
You guys begin to hear screams, people shouting, and you can start to see not just the glow of the sunset, but the glow of fire and sparks as they begin to creep across various buildings in Sandpoint. And you see a distant shape, winged, large, swoop by overhead. And that's where we'll leave it for this week.
All right. Sounds like it's go time next time.
All right. Thanks everyone for watching.